Do you think I need to go and paint that yellow BR, bruv?
The night before, there's all these tags and fruits by boys living fruits all the way down all the trains. So we were like, had all these shitty cans of car paint and whatever we had, and we were just using up whatever we had. And so we were fighting for, like, you know, when
little gaps
in between everyone's bombing to do more bombing. So about, I don't know what time of the morning this is,
To do more bombing.
so we've looked down. I think I remember looking down the train and seeing fucking old Bill. Sunday morning, maybe about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, and they're running down the thing. I turn,
What, between the car?
yeah, between two carriages, like running towards us. Like, so obviously, because the night before it's been done, they've come back Sunday morning.
We're talking early 90s.
We're talking like, early 90s, I'd say, not 80s. This is like early 90s. So we've looked down. I think I remember looking down the train and seeing fucking old Bill. Looking down the train and seeing fucking old Bill. Yeah, he does.
It breaks.
Yeah, but then it continues the story till the end of the song. Yeah, if you listen to the whole thing.
What a fucking brilliant. Who's that by?
That was by RHYS, RHYS. I'll link it below. It's on his SoundCloud. He didn't even send it to us. I saw some random bird, not random bird, big up.
Nice person, lady.
She posted it on her Instagram stories and tagged us in it. And I was like, what the fuck is this song? And then I looked it up on SoundCloud and I was like, oh shit. Big up Reese. It's a song called Fucking Old Bill. Samples that Mean episode. Go check out the Mean episode. I think it's episode 34. I can't remember exactly, but it's a classic episode. Mean is such a joker.
34.
Something like
That
that.
long ago?
It was a while ago. Because this is 95.
Damn.
Episode 95. And as you can, the people watching, the people listening won't know, but the people watching will see that we are in a beautiful art space in the depths of North London. Not to be too specific, but it's a beautiful area of the main man, the dude himself, Daz, aka David Samuel.
What's up, Big Dad?
Brother,
You saying, man?
thank you for having us.
Thanks for coming over.
Lastminute.com,
Bruv,
man.
I'm moving in. I'm moving in. This place is ridiculous.
We're looking at all the artwork on the walls.
The
and
amount of bits inside this place.
it's crazy, man.
I'd love to show you. I love it a bit.
What is that
Yeah.
elk? I mean, I know what it is, but why is it like a one-off photo or something?
Yeah, so he did a show in Soho in 2000 and maybe 6 or 7 in an old townhouse. Do you remember that? Yeah. BTP were outside photographing us as always we came out.
Oh,
I heard
shit.
about this so
But he
well.
had this whole building just covered in all these photos that he printed, and I bought that.
Well, we will do a tour of the studio at the end of the episode. We'll go around and show you all the artworks. Dave can.
So that's something that he chose to print off. And
Yeah. And then he.
so he knows he's banging as well, because you know that's a banging
That's
panel.
one of
That
my-
panel there.
When we did the episode again, I can't remember which episode
yeah.
it is.
You bought that
That
panel
was
up.
one of my favorite London panels.
Shun's outline.
Oh, is it?
So Shun did the outline for him, gave him out, and then he painted it. But the thing that makes it so elk is the way the colours work,
Yeah.
the pattern he's done with his colours, and then his outline guide. It's just like, it's so elk, it's ridiculous. Like Shun did the original outline.
Now you say that makes
Yeah,
sense.
exactly.
I just loved how the letters slot in
Oh my
with each
God.
other along the bottom, and just how aggressive they look. And and there's old school schemes. Again, we'll do a little tour and you'll see what we're talking about in a
But
minute.
that's it. I hope Elk's got that sort of shit in his house.
Well, yeah,
All
of
the
course.
writers, I go around their house, I'm like, what's the matter with you? I would have every single panel, like in a frame like that, exactly like that. I'd be like, as you're going up the stage, I think these are the sickest panels I ever did in my life. If you want to go to the bathroom, you know, these are like the semi-sickest. You know,
I wish I was that proud. Like, I would
imagine.
never frame any of my trains.
If
I was that guy, yes.
Elk's missus should have to walk in her own house and kiss that frame before she takes her shoes off and boxes in the house.
Yeah.
That's how much of a panel that is.
And then the painting on the opposite side, that abstract 2 colours, pink and red, that's by him when he done his masters as an artist.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Masters
that
as an
Royal College of Art final piece. So to have those two opposite each other is like the king of the tubes, and then he gets his masters in art. And that was like 2012 or something, 14. Can't remember when I bought that, but it's so love having them opposite each other.
Incredible.
That's our world.
Yeah.
That's our world. And I love this shit because it's where I aspire to be as an artist. But obviously this is what started it for me, was the train.
And that was kind of like one of the things that I wanted to touch on today, because you've dabbled in both worlds. You know, you've been heavily active in the last 10 or so. I mean, how long have you been in this?
I've been in North Acton now for 12 years.
12?
So I've been in this room for 5, but I've been over here for 12 as a student.
I remember you had the room round
That's
the back.
right, yeah. I had the room around the back, and then I had another 2 rooms I shared with Pref when we originally got here. Me and Pref were together for like 4 or 5 years in the room. Lovely room, that was it. It was cheap.
And then what? He got his Fendi deal. Now he's moved on to better things. You know,
Smashing it, living in LA,
yeah,
killing it.
Pref
Fucking,
killing
he
it.
smashed it. But anyway, yeah, but it ended up upping our rent after 4 years, so we couldn't share it anymore.
Yeah.
So I ended up in a little room. Anyway, I came here. I've been in this room 5 years.
Yeah.
But in the area for 12, as a business, 22 years.
And you were in when you moved to, because you're from Northwest.
I'm from Kilburn.
Kilburn. You went to Brighton. I remember we joked because you did the F24 podcast. Right. You had me as a guest many years ago. Amazing. Super props for that, man. And we spoke about a lot of stuff. So go check that out as well. Go check out the F24 pod. You did a wicked one with Zonk not too long ago. The one with Score is incredible. The one with Mo 2 is crazy. Fuel. He's had
you got
all the guests
I haven't heard that one.
that you wish we had. He's already had them. You know what I'm saying? So
my thing is more of an archive, though.
Yeah.
What I'm doing with that is documenting history and stories.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't release it weekly. It's like an archive I'm building.
No, what you do is fucking amazing, man.
Really curated, like...
Yeah.
And I use the podcast medium as the outlet for it. I'd love to make a book on every person, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what it is. It's an archive.
And that's another thing as well about documenting Graff, these zines we're going to get into, Dave.
I can't even speak.
Like we spoke about this stuff like when I was on your pod about uploading photos, about like, you know, I want to touch on, just for people who might not know who you are. Most people will, you know, if you're involved in the London scene, you should know. But we got young'uns listening and all that stuff.
Course.
But you were involved. You had a gallery under the Chroma Black, the original Chroma Black, when it was on Bethnal Green.
That's right.
Before that, with Rare Kind, you opened up a shop in Brighton.
So opened in Brighton in 03.
03.
It's the first graffiti art gallery in the country. Prince's Trust lent me the money.
There we go.
Get me!
History, yeah.
And I opened that shop because I'd had my son Josh at 20 and he was do something. So when you open that up, and then I moved back to London in 09 and opened up with Darren Burley. Chroma Black was theirs.
Yeah.
I'd rented the basement from them as Rare Kind.
There was it, yeah.
And them two are just obviously dons.
Legends.
And that was amazing. We had a couple of beers to discuss. I wanted to get out, but I wanted to come back to London. My son was going to be 10. Yeah. So I could have more time with him. He was always down there with me, but more time with him. So that was it. It was this opportunity to come home.
Yeah. No.
And they opened it for me, which was amazing.
Crazy. And yeah, I remember the opening show of that as well. Loads of heads turned up.
Sick.
Yeah, and Robbo was there. I remember. Rest in peace. Man, I mean, there's just so much to cover. And I remember explaining to you that this is not an interview of some sort. We're just going to be chatting shit or whatnot. But I tell you what, okay, look. The timing is impeccable because when we turned up today, you said you're opening a website.
Yeah.
What's the name of the site?
It's called RadicalKiosk.
RadicalKiosk.
Yeah. Everything I do is played off the arcade, Rare Kind. So our businesses are all based on that. So yeah, RadicalKiosk is arcade.
Okay.
It's you and someone else, right?
So yeah, my friend Declan, Deck Photos on Instagram, supreme photographer, and we've been mates now maybe 3 or 4 years. And he just takes these amazing shots all the time. And this year he's made about 10 or 12 zines just on London Graff. So he's done like London Doors, London Shutters, London Streets.
Yeah.
London Tags, and he's just been documenting.
Yeah.
And he's like me, document, release, just put it out. Do something with your photos is the point.
Yes.
So he said, why don't we do something together? He wanted me to release a zine, and then I thought I'd re-release the zines I brought out in 2010 at Chroma Black. which are my 3 decade zines.
And zines
These
for the
are a
young'uns.
gold mine. These are a fucking gold
For
mine.
the young'uns who might not know what zines are, even physical fucking copies of photos. People used to do them like, you know, off their own backs and print them, photocopy them. There'd only be a handful of them around. This is especially back in the day. Now, obviously, printing process is a bit more accessible, and it's a different game. But so you're kind of reinvigorating that, and we were talking about it just now off camera. Is kind of the motivation, what he said, like, do something with your photo.
Yeah, the strapline of the website is do something with your photos.
Yeah.
Mainly stemming off the fact that we've got this into this world of phones.
Yeah.
We've all got 50,000 plus photos on our phones.
Tell me about
It's
it.
unbelievable. We don't look at them. And then we've got these social media accounts that we just let them all go on. We end up giving them over. And they're on your feed, but they're not your photos anymore. Not that these people are going to do anything with our photos. That isn't the point. But the thing is, it just becomes another thing to, like, swipe away.
Yeah.
And I've been against that since I started seeing it happening a few years ago. And I love our culture so much, and it's given me so much. I hate seeing that happen on Insta. And then no one want to do anything else. Like, oh, no, I've done it on Insta. My photos on Insta, the stories on Insta. Like,
Yeah.
but that's nothing.
No.
It's good. And the other thing is, the moment Zuckerberg decides to press the red button and close that account, close the whole app,
Yeah.
then what?
You gone.
Yeah.
It's all gone.
You
And
got-
so it's important to me to do something with photos. And that was wicked that Declan was like, look, you've done 3 decades all those years ago, re-release it in colour. I've got stacks of other shots.
Yeah.
So I'm making more zines. And the main thing is just to partly inspire people. Just do shit. It's why we do the podcast. It's like why we chat to writers. Get stories, like document this history of ours.
Mate.
Don't just give it away like it's fucking for a dopamine hit. We're all addicted to dopamine.
Exactly that. And social media is built around getting clicks and likes and shares and stuff like that. And if you don't interact with, if you just have social media just to look around and stuff, the algorithm will fuck you
Oh,
with
bro,
the ass.
fuck. I haven't liked or commented for over 6 years on Instagram because I didn't want it to own me.
Yeah.
But it's fucked me. I don't get to see what people do because my algorithm's fucked.
Bro.
So I'm not seeing. Everyone's doing nothing as far as I'm concerned. If I'm only going to concentrate on Instagram,
Yeah.
no one's doing anything. So it's not turning up on my feed.
Yeah.
And then I realise it's because I'm not commenting and liking. That whole thing's getting tighter.
Yeah.
If I don't start interacting, I'm going to miss out. And it's just, I can't believe they've caught me.
It's like a cycle. It's like a cycle. Now, from doing this podcast, obviously I want to promote the podcast, and obviously social media is fucking
Of
wicked
course.
tool. To
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
an amazing thing.
But I have to remain active on it constantly
Yeah.
to make sure that we appear in people's algorithms, and I got to post specific things that are going to make people interact with it, so that more people see it, and it just becomes this fucking never-ending fucking cycle. You're trying to feed this beast, and then I'm like, what am I doing this for?
I think I'm for doing what I've been doing for this long and trying to not use social media as the tool. I fucked myself, and not just to follow friends and to see activity. For me and myself as an artist and as a business, I haven't used social media,
yeah.
and it's ended up being a detriment. And I wish it wasn't. I wanted to do it the old school way. I want to meet people. I want to show portfolios. I want to have the conversations and get in the spaces I want to get into. Unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to do that, and you're doing the right thing.
You've got to find a balance.
You've got to find
that's
that's the point.
You can't go too much.
If I'm going to go in,
yeah.
where's this
If the
balance?
shit you're releasing is like special, then a lot of that'll find the algorithm.
And I don't want to.
You don't have to like continuously feed it and try and
wanna
make
hear
it
that.
into it. But if you do something actually that is good,
I'm not going to become this guy that appears on everyone's photo saying, "Hey man, amazing painting." Hey man,
Yeah,
amazing."
yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and be as genuine as possible. But I'm happy to hear that.
if you just say, for example, you dropped this and you took a few shots of it and you put it on Instagram, it was like 4 or 5 photos that this is dropping on, then that'll be like,
But
Radical
that's not how it works, Steve. That's the thing.
if it's sick enough and it
No, but it
attracts a
doesn't
big
matter how
enough crowd.
sick it is. That's the fucking
People will
point.
share it.
No, yeah. So to get
But
people
they
to
want
share
you to
it,
work as well.
you'd have to post a couple of pictures from it. Go, yo, this dropping soon. Like 10 people into it. So people be like, okay. And then the next one, you got to write a caption that makes people into like, which is your favorite out of it? You got to ask a question so people interact with it, and then people are going to get to see it because people have released so many. But it's about finding a balance as well. And the thing is as well, there's so many sites. The way they get round is by searching other people's stuff, nicking their things, and then re-uploading it onto their.
Yeah.
There's so so
See that on
many
YouTube.
so many people that do that, and one thing I'm proud of about us is that we didn't go down that route. We do original content.
Yeah.
We make funny skits, comedy videos. That's
we
all
insane,
purely
son. We insane.
one, because they're fun to do, but also it helps with for sharing.
I mean,
and stuff like that.
there's nothing we can do about it. It's here.
Yeah.
It's got us. We've got to play it if we're going to be part of society. That's exactly what I've learned after 6 years of trying to not be involved.
Try to boy it off.
Tried to wear it off. It hasn't worked. I lost.
Most
I've
of my
got
mates
boy.
don't use social media.
mean, that's
Most
the
of
other
my
thing.
close friends don't use it.
But we've got something. We need to use it. I make so much art.
Yeah.
I need to show it.
Got to get it out.
I've got to get it out there.
Yeah.
I'm lucky I've got a business that enables me to paint. Mm-hmm. So I've got a room full of paintings. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I need to get it going. So I'm going to utilise it. But the thing that upsets me most about social media is how powerful that dopamine hit is and what it does to us and our culture. And I said this a few years ago and got shouted at loads on Instagram about it, but you don't see any other culture on this planet give away their culture the way we do.
Give it away wholesale,
No other culture does this. And you don't see fine artists do it. You don't see sculptors do it. You don't see architects do it. You don't see musicians do it. They do it to a T,
Yeah.
but they don't give away their whole culture. Mm-hmm. We're literally giving away full stories,
Yeah.
full photos, we're just giving it away. And it's getting swiped over. And I love this shit so much. It upsets me.
Yeah.
As
And
well.
it takes people
Feel
like
the
you
passion.
Yeah.
who have the gumption and the forethought to start websites of the kiosk. What's it called?
Radical Kiosk.
Radical
Radical
Kiosk,
Kiosk,
where we want to take these photos and do something with them, not just give them to Zuckerberg and just to post them for that dopamine hit, like you're saying.
There's a load of dopamine hits in there
feel
for
like
me.
It's
Bro, I should do a
physical
post a
thing.
day and I would feel high as fuck.
I love the VFL on the
Yeah.
back. Is that the first? No, that's part one, yeah?
Part one.
So you can cop these. Not only are you supporting a bona fide rude boy, but you're also helping the culture, not just clicking and swiping and shit. Buy something real, motherfuckers.
So these are basically three decades of my collection of photos from the 90s.
Some of them are ridiculous. You can't even do the
So when I first started writing, I literally knew I had to get information on this thing, and so I went out there on my bike and I just took.
Well, you properly thought that at the time.
I knew I wanted to king it, and I never kinged it. I wanted to king it. I wanted to do the best. I wanted to know everything, and I thought the only
photos
way
was
to do
part of
that
that.
is you got to go and take photos. You need to have this. You can't see
He
it.
actually did it. Everyone said they did that, but no one did that.
Yeah.
I've got
Everybody
stacks-
says they
there's
did that.
stacks of photos all around this room.
Yeah.
And so that's what these are. These are I'm scanning them,
Yes.
putting them in a little book.
And they're done in an old school
They
Zine
are, yeah.
kind of way that you can see that
hand-draw every
pen
page.
drawn,
The kids.
hand drawn.
The book is 8.5 million. 8.5
How much do they go
million.
for? Tenors.
They
Yeah,
only go
wicked.
for asking price. Jesus
Crazy. We
Christ.
got Elk in here, Zonk in here, fucking Diet, fucking VFL.
But it's very upsetting.
Dre.
It is upsetting because you look at these. This is bona fide proof that Graff was better.
Oh, God.
It was just so much. I think the main thing about
know,
that was
I te-
you'd be beaten up if you were a toy.
The thing is, though, there was so many less writers.
Yeah.
Because you would get beaten up. If
You would get beaten up.
People would get into
the
it.
thing is,
Like 3 or 4 of your mates, but only one of them would like
that's right.
crack on.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened to me. But what we've got now is this. We've got literally. We've never had this many writers in the city ever. In no city in the planet has had this many writers in it. And so yes, we've got to deal with a lot of shit. Graff. And look, there's folklore and there's stories about where was the lessons. Where were the lessons? Like, there was lessons from the early 80s to the mid 80s. Mid 80s
Yeah,
to
we
the
get
late
it,
80s.
yeah.
Late 80s to the early 90s. Early 90s didn't really teach the mid 90s where I'm from, where you're from.
Yeah, they just beat us
And then
up.
by the time it got to the late 90s, there was no teaching whatsoever. And that's why I feel there was this drop in style. And if you look at...
Can I interject there?
Yeah.
Also, I think in that part of London history there, mid-90s to late 90s, there was a big crackdown.
Oh, that was another major reason.
Another major reason.
It wasn't
where-
just arrogant writers. It was just like, where's the scene going? The cameras are here now. The fences are here. BTP
and
are
the big
real.
buff, the
buff's
massive buff,
happening.
and so everyone's like, "Fuck it, I'm just doing shitty
Yeah.
dubs."
And what are we teaching? Like, and so there was. I think, but one major reason why the scene is the way it is now is because it's massive.
Yeah.
It's the biggest it's ever been. We've never seen our culture, be this big. It's unbelievable.
And also back to the point we were raising before about clicks and likes. Now people, like a kid, can go do a couple of things, upload them onto his Instagram, get that dopamine hit of people liking it, delete all the comments he doesn't like, and then that's graff for him.
Well, do you know what I used to do for my dopamine? I literally just made me think of an instance. I did a dub on the Kilburn High Road next to the Woolworths at the alleyway. I went and stood outside it the following day, just loitering.
Because 100% you
I
do
wanted
that.
to hear people say, "What?" It didn't happen. Because no one gave a fuck about graff. But I went there for that because I paid my estate, and the kids would be like, "Oh, look, Fat Sam's done a dub." That's what my name was calling the estate was Fat Sam's. No, he done that graffiti thing, and I'd love it. It was wicked, and then I'm like, "Oh, maybe if I do the dub on the high road, maybe I'll get that feedback there." But no, you're right. Now it's
That's like, and whereas back in the day you had to go out and see shit and see the reactions and hear the reactions from people.
And you'd be out there, like, bumping into writers, would you, right?
Yeah. Or trying to avoid writers.
That would stop a lot of writers, right?
Yeah. But it was like, and if you done well, you pass.
Well, I mentioned as well, someone asked a question about when did you think that you went from being toyed to being I don't know what to call, not a bona fide writer, and obviously we didn't become kings, but like when did you think that you crossed that threshold? For me, I want to hear your one, but for me it was when I painted literally up the road here at Funky 5 Wall, and I bumped into Praise and Asia and Tab were down there, and I was like, shit, I'm painting next to Praise and Asia for the first time, I got to know them later on, but I finished my dub and I remember Praise was going like that. Just giving me the nod. I'm like, that's the nod, nod, So that gave me the dopamine hit, and it kind of put my head
so
on.
lovely, that shit, man. It was so fresh. I kind of lament, because I started writing at 15 and I left London at 20.
Yeah.
And I became a good writer in Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
And
But what, you got all of this in 5 years?
I got, less.
Fucking
I used it all the time, bro. It was always had my camera on me.
What you can do if you put your mind to
Oh,
it.
Jesus.
It's amazing.
And I never knew I'd do this with it, but it was, I need these photos.
Yeah.
And that's like Declan now. He's like, you don't take a photo of that tag or that dub or that... It's gone. You'll never see it again.
But this was the era where you're taking pictures on a disposable camera, or did you have a nice camera?
I had the Mew too.
Ah, okay,
Wrapped
cool.
up early.
But you were developing film.
Yeah.
And you'd get the worst one, you get back with a sticker on it. It's underdeveloped.
All
like,
that. Yeah.
That one, or it's a bit blurry. Man.
And learning how to take the shots.
Yeah.
All of that. Like, it was...
yeah, they're all decent stuff.
But do you recollect the time? Oh,
He's
Dre.
He's good.
He's still about.
Just stopped because he stopped.
Yeah, I think real life happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Like everyone.
Okay, I might be getting...
Dre is one of my favourite London writers from that era.
Oh, my
man.
God.
I don't know if I'm getting Dre and Wright mixed up. Remember Wright?
Yeah.
YT.
Yeah, he was nice.
Because all CD painted that
YT.
War Kiss and down in Latimer Road.
Yeah. I don't know if Dre was on
Dre
there.
wasn't there. It wasn't Dre, it was Wright.
Dre was a bad man.
Absolute don. Absolute don. I remember painting in some estate in Swiss Cottage one night with my boy Greg.
Yeah.
I started writing with. And I'd done this. I was really proud of it. Colourful piece, had an orange to yellow fade in it, like red to yellow fade in it with the orange in the middle.
What were you writing down?
Does it say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was on this wall in this playground in some estate at Swiss Cottage. And I came back the following day. Dre had been in the park and done a dub next to me.
To it. Oh.
Didn't take it out.
Didn't take it out, done it next to me, and I literally lost my mind. I hadn't met him at that point, and I was like, and it was the, and I've got a photo of it. It was the coldest, lowercase d chrome piece.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was sick at that. They came up
I remember
clean.
being so excited because I'm like, I was the only one who had a piece in there. I don't know if Greg painted even that night. I think it was just me painting.
Yeah.
And then to turn up the next day to get the daytime shot, and he must have turned up after me.
Right.
Things like that as well. You're talking about dopamine hits.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or even if you went down the high street doing tags,
Yeah.
and then like a couple of weeks later you see your tag, and then someone else
Oh, my
who
God.
you admired done a tag
And
next to you.
of course that still happens.
Yeah.
Of course it does. We've got this social media thing with us now. I just want us to look after our culture. That's why I love your podcast. I fucking love it. I think it's absolutely amazing because one, you're bringing it forward with the comedy and the fucking like the having a laugh. So you're showing like a future of our scene. Look how wide it's come.
Yeah.
Like the talents you two have. And you're like, we're from this world, we're going to bring that to this. I think that's amazing. But the other thing is the interviewing writers. And I know they're not, like my interviews with writers are really fucking deep and nuanced.
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah, they're good.
I'm very, very nosy.
Good.
So I do
why-
that because I want it for history, but it's the same way it's great what you do.
Yeah.
All of this shit could be wasted, and we need this for the future.
Exactly.
We need this.
And I
this
love-
cannot be a waste of time.
And I remember mentioning, I think even at the beginning of this episode, that we don't do interviews
No.
as such. I mean, we kind of dabble a little bit, but it's more of a conversation.
Conversations,
I'd rather hear
yeah.
about people's opinions on stuff.
Yeah.
People like you and Keller and whoever, they do the interviews.
Yeah.
Where did you start and all that stuff. So if you want to hear all that stuff, you can go check them ones out.
That's why I love the space you found. That's why I love the space.
And there was a
you
big
found.
gap there. You know
Massive.
what I
We
mean?
talked about that. Yeah.
But it was a gap no one else saw.
Yeah.
Or was brave enough to step into.
Yeah, but nobody
That's
else
part of the
designs that,
parcel
so,
as well.
I mean,
It's
There was
about-
no UK Graff podcast before my one.
Yeah.
And it was like, I love podcasts. And I'm like, how can I start this?
Daz, there's one thing about you. You're full of firsts. Like you see a gap in a thing. You might get inspired by seeing something you see
100%.
somewhere else and go, "What
Inspiration.
is missing here? Let me swoop in there and make that happen." And
He's got a lee reach on the fucking. Geezer's got a lee reach on the wall, bruv. About first.
And Kel first.
Fucking
We're gonna go around the room. Don't worry, Steve. Allow the room. We're gonna go around in a
I
minute.
can't do the pod. Sorry, everyone.
And we got listeners' questions. We're gonna do graph critique, everything, man. But I just want to give Daz his
I appreciate
props,
it,
man,
thank you.
for because I know I've heard you say it several times, and I know you well enough to know this. You do it because you see the gap, and you're just a resourceful guy, and you make it happen. But I know one of your motivations is to help motivate others to do shit.
It's why I don't own anything. I've got no money. I run a good business. It feeds me. It helps me pay my rent.
Yeah.
The reason I do this is I don't only do it for the culture. Of course I don't.
No,
the
but
base. You see this?
It is you, yeah,
this
it
is
is
photos of 5 years worth of photos, right? This is £10.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be rich out of this. This is worth so much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not about
I
money.
already
Like,
said 8.5 million.
we know that graph. New price.
Yeah.
I feel so blessed to have found this culture. What I was into before I became a writer was going to end my life. Graph literally saved me, and it gave me so much. When I had my son at 20, I had Graph.
Yeah.
That's how I raised my son. There's photos of him in my shop up there,
Yeah.
and he's
You
still
knew
with
you
me
could do it.
today.
And you're so
24
proud
this
of him
month.
as well, man.
And but graffiti did all this for me. So why? And if I'm that type of guy, if I can see a line and think, oh look, there's no galleries, like I can sell paint. Let me open that. There's no zines. Let me do that. Let me do that. Cool, but it is with everyone else that is in mind.
How many zines are there? That's 3. So is there 1? Is there 2?
There's
that I
2
haven't
in it.
seen?
So there's 3 decades 1 and 2. These are from 2010, but now in colour. And then I'm scanning all my other photos now. So the next I've got maybe
batch will
6
be like what?
in total.
Look at this flick he pulled out, man. A Fres, an amp. Let me see if I can get that closer to the camera so you can see.
This isn't 2000s. This is 90s, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all photos from the 90s, but I made them in 210.
Okay. Yeah.
All my photos are from
All from the 90s?
All of them.
Well, all of those as well.
Yeah, there's piles. We've got loads up there.
Fucking hell.
I've got them all out at the minute while I'm scanning them. So I'm going to make, in total, we'll have maybe 6 copies, 6 variations of the 3 decades zine. And 3 decades, because in 2010 the culture was here for 3 decades. We're now at 4.5 decades. But that's
You remember that
shit
stack of photos I left with you
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
little
yeah.
while? I can pull out the gems from it and bring it.
Oh,
I'm
man,
sure
let's
you've
put
got
it
a
in.
lot of them, but
Yeah, put it in.
you scan them
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Use them to your own
So
whims.
all of that, and all of that is 90s graph.
All of it.
We can't do a podcast. We've got to look at the fucking graph.
All right, okay, so let's do. A
Thank you,
listen.
though. Thank you.
But man, and you come
So-
across as a good guy on your podcast, man.
Thank you.
There's no like
Nah, you come across like a dickhead.
not alter ego or anything. It's no other reason you're doing it. You can tell. You fucking
It's
love it.
authentic, man.
Yeah,
and that's the key.
One regret these books are giving me as well is I didn't go like Hampstead, Camden enough.
Yeah, I did a lot of Camden.
But I didn't come over here. And I can't believe how close I am to Willesden. When I first came to North Acton, when I realised where it was geometry-wise, I'm
just
like,
there.
are you fucking kidding me?
That's what I did.
Are you
about North
kidding me?
Yeah.
You're down the road. And I'm literally on the other side of that from Kilburn. And I never came over here. I rode the line.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're on the Central, you're on the Piccadilly or whatever. So I've been through the Manor when you're out there racking paint, all that
I
type of stuff.
barely went.
Or trying to find photos, but I was never walking around here. And when I look back and your alleyway photos, like the pieces on the cemetery alleyway, or the wall you just mentioned, like when I see them photos, it excites me. And I'm like, I can't believe how close I was to them. And
I just wish I took more photos back then. I just wasn't on that. You
He
know what I
actually
mean?
did it.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I know. And the thing is, I knew a lot of people that were doing it, so I was like, I don't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I'd take photos of certain things, but yeah, I mean,
But
once
this is
digital
why I
cameras
think
came
it's weird. I didn't find that, so I had to leave the black and white one in. But this is why I think it's important. Like, this culture is... We're coming up to 5 decades in this country. Can we please document some history?
Yeah.
And not in zine form. Can we have a book?
Yeah.
Where's the fucking book?
Yeah.
Where's the proper interviews on video, like DVD?
While we're still here as well.
Come
you know what I
on,
mean?
man.
You're
And you know
almost
what?
getting angry about
I'm
not doing it.
I'm so
Although-
angry.
I've heard, and you know when you hear people go, I'm working on it, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, and they are actively working on it, but will it actually
The thing
amount to
is,
something?
I know a lot of people that work on things.
Yeah.
And you must be the same.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing. This is this is what I do with my art. I paint all the fucking time. Whenever I've got a moment, I'm painting, I'm making, I'm doing something.
Yeah.
I don't sell it. I don't put it out there enough. I show it at the end of the hallway here. I need to do something. I'm do something now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's drop it properly. So I'm guilty of it myself. I'm not saying I'm
No.
perfect
We
at it.
all are, man. We all are.
But it's
we
just
actually
like,
do it.
can we please? We're now 5 decades in, and all we've had. Love that guy, Elliot, when he made London Hand Styles 1, 2, and 3. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And then the separate writers who made their own books, Necker, for instance.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Score
did
amazing.
his thing.
Score's done a lot of stuff for the culture.
We spoke with Damien Platt last week.
Amazing.
He documented a bunch of stuff through the PFB lot and Snatch. And
I haven't got the score,
But I want to see, like, how's Italy got a fucking, like,
they got
massive Bible of history?
Yeah.
Germany's got millions of books. The Americans got millions of books. We've got Crack and Shine.
Paris.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, but we've only got Crack and Shine.
Yeah, that's true.
What the fuck
For a
is
major
going on?
You're making me get angry now.
Yes,
You're right.
it's like France have got writers. One of the best films ever to be made on writing.
All right, so okay, let me put this to you, Taz. If I was now if I had the funding, everything, I wanted to make a
I understand
graffiti
the funding,
documentary. If I wanted to make a graffiti documentary,
Mm-hmm.
but the concept of the documentary was I could only to document London history, 80s, 90s, 2000s. Forget about after that. Now, obviously, you want to include everybody, but you can't. Like, you know, fundamentally, which players would you say would be important to document? To kind of allocate.
But I thought he was gonna say, "Do you know someone?"
Right, so look,
This is
Maybe we'll do it.
an
after.
actual.
This is what I find with my podcast.
Yeah.
One thing we've got about being in the UK, and I tell you, I'm like this because I'm Irish Egyptian. I'm very passionate and emotional because I'm Irish Egyptian. Exactly, right? Now, so I'm very open. I'll tell everyone my truths.
You wear your heart on your sleeve.
My heart on my sleeve and all that. But not all writers, and we're English.
It's tricky.
Can't do it. And that's
Tell
one
me
of
about
our,
it. People
so it's
we want to
not-
reach out to.
It's not arrogancy of us.
No.
It's not the arrogancy of the English. I grew up here. This is my city. I am English, but I've got this blood in me. That's what I believe makes them like this. I don't think it's the arrogancy of writers in this country, but it fucks us up because we're not willing to just be like, yeah, so I am, and you don't have to put your name to who you are. I am this person. I did these trains. I did these missions with these people. This is the reason it's important. This is what happened next. This is where it led to. I think it's so important.
People aren't
But people
as
don't-
willing to do that in front of a camera. They might do it after a couple of beers in the pub,
right.
but they're not willing to do it in
Mine, I
front of a
don't
camera.
even film. And I've done 69, maybe 70 episodes now, over 6 years. How hard it is to get people over.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, now I've got that many interviews that everyone knows I'm a nosy fuck.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your mum and dad.
Yeah.
I want to know. Your story was fucking amazing. I still talk about it to this day. Listen to Amber's podcast on F24. It's
F24,
fucking
check it out.
Deep.
It's 3 hours long. So,
It's fucking
funny though as well.
We're being Joe Rogan over here.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so important because this has to be worthwhile.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that activity wasn't for a purpose.
But even, like, it's got to the point now, if the person himself isn't willing to stand in front of a camera and talk about it, then they're going to have to just accept their story is going to be told secondhand by
100%.
someone else who is
100%.
willing to do it. Unless they want to fucking come and do it. Because
And
now is the time. It's about...
those voices come out when the product launches.
Yeah. Oh, they go,
When Crack and Shine launched,
Yeah.
massive problems.
Yeah, I bet.
When my map dropped, which is my tribute to 1980 to
We're
2000
gonna get
writers,
into it.
when that dropped, no one wanted to help. Elk and Drax helped. That was it. No one else, I couldn't reach out to anyone else, couldn't get any more information from anyone else. This is just me. And then it was just like, there was threads.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Daz?
Yeah.
Why am I on the map?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
yeah,
Why
fuck
don't
your mother!
And I'm like, why don't you do one?
You know what this reminds me of? I'm going to bring it back to the Olympics breakdancing.
Yeah.
Everyone was gunning the Australian bird, but then they were like reaching out. They were like, all the dope breakdancers in Australia didn't apply
So
to
this
do
is the
it.
thing. This is where we
And they're
end
all
up.
sitting out going, "Oh, look how whack it is."
And
It's all
listen,
whack. They're like,
I'm-
"You didn't fucking apply for it."
I
You
know.
what I mean?
I know what Kenner's
But
doing.
fuck the Olympics anyway. I don't want to make that.
I know what Kenner's doing is a good thing for the culture,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to see he surpassed what I initially thought of him.
Yeah.
I literally thought he was killing us.
Okay.
He's put a lot of effort into this,
Yeah.
more than anyone in the writers' scene, and he's made
put in
this
work.
thing. But that's what upsets me. We're a talented group of people, man. So fucking talented, so multifaceted, and we know so many people.
Yeah.
And what?
Yeah.
It upsets me so much.
Bruv, I feel
Sorry.
we feel you because obviously we reached out to a lot of people. Obviously, we've had a lot of cool people come on, and people say they're gonna come on, and then we're working on it. Hopefully, we'll make it happen. But again, I understand if people don't want to chat shit. You know what I mean? I get
it.
that side as well. But then I'm like, if you don't say it, someone else is going to say it for you,
Or you're
claim.
not going to be spoke about.
or not going to be spoken.
You
But
won't be
there's a
documented.
case that, like, if I was in Spain or Greece or Italy, you know what I mean, I would give a lot less of a shit about talking about it. And in London, from some of these guys that we're talking about's height,
Okay.
there would be a lot of.
But my comeback to
jail.
that is look at their Instagram accounts,
yeah,
which is literally linked to their phone and IP address.
yeah,
You're not willing to talk,
yeah.
but you're willing
Yeah.
to put your photos up and write statements about those admissions.
and a lot of writers are weird.
And you don't
know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
No, we are.
weird
We're a
people.
strange
That's why
bunch.
they start writing.
100%. And
Yeah, it's true.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's not arrogancy. It's not like fuck you. It's a lot of it. We're all nutters. Every single one of us. And like, I just know what's capable. I've got no education.
possible, yeah.
I know what's possible. I've got nothing. Not a one GCSE. I've managed to make a life out of this.
Yeah.
And I don't sell graffiti.
Yeah.
Through what I learned in graffiti, I realised what I'm capable of as a man. Mm-hmm. Let me go and live my life. Yeah. And we've all got it. And it upsets me so much that we're not willing to celebrate it.
Yeah.
This is another reason why I love the level you lot went to. You brought it to comedy and skits and just fucking... Because it's just like, oh my God, another thing that's come off the back of how much they learned and loved through Graff.
Yeah.
You brought it to this new world. It's just amazing.
No doubt.
Sorry, I'll stop ranting.
No.
It's
Good. That's what we
good
like.
to chat.
Very
Because
passionate.
even like, for example, Praise
Yeah,
fell.
yeah.
Like
He done amazing.
Super cool dude. He's a musician and
Right.
he does like tailoring suits and stuff. He doesn't have Instagram. He doesn't have any social media
Good man.
whatsoever. I wanted to get him out painting. It's possible. I know it's possible.
I
It's
think
just
the
about
thing is,
finding the
though,
right time and the right place.
Just talk though. He
Yeah.
needs to talk.
Yeah.
He's got to talk about that journey
Yeah.
because it's completely linked.
And
And another
Asia,
part of
Asia
Asia is
as
like
well.
in the Himalayas somewhere.
Yeah.
Fuck knows where.
And
And
he
there's
is, if he's
always
even
been
alive.
like these kind of this aura about him.
Yeah.
I know. He's
Yeah.
from Everest, but in a fat hashy reef.
But listen, man. Like,
And it kind of, and I'll just to put, like, of course we want to, and I agree with you 100 whole. That's what we're doing here is documenting shit and putting shit out there, but also within reason. We also spoke about this on the pod. The mystique behind graffiti is another huge part.
another massive part.
But if I never hear from certain writers, I'll always have that image in my head that won't be spoiled. You know what I mean?
get it.
That
And-
makes sense.
But some writers that I rate Teach for being exactly like that, still
But
kind of being like that.
He's done interviews.
Yeah, he's done
But there's imagine how many he should have done.
Oh yeah.
basically.
Oh yeah.
And but the
should
thing is,
have
what
done.
he also does is make books.
And he's never been. It's never been like, yo, this is me. This is.
No, but you
this
don't
is-
need to
this is
be.
Teach.
You don't need to. I've done that. I was on telly in the mid 2000s with my graffiti shop.
I was going to mention.
So like I've been yes, that's Daz, he's David, we get it, and I understand. I'm not asking him.
I think, but it adds a bit to
It does.
Teach. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
adds
yeah,
a bit
yeah.
to that
Yeah.
kind of yo.
But
If you didn't meet him back in the day,
it doesn't mean
Yeah.
you can't talk to the man. You shouldn't be able to talk to the man, because one thing I've noticed being in the business of graffiti all these years is the inspiration it gives. Mm-hmm. And I know many writers that found my shop back in the 2000s and now run businesses like mine.
Oh man, like I said,
And-
you've inspired a lot of
But
shit.
and that is just, this is how powerful this thing is. It gives people so much hope. Mm-hmm. Document it, inspire more, keep it going.
Yeah.
Like,
And what at the end of the day, what fucks with me so much more, Graff being this elusive cool, edgy thing, whatever people want to call it, especially in the commercial world.
Yeah.
When they try and do it,
Oh my god.
you know, or they try and document it, you know, these journalists or these graphic designers try and do like graph and stuff. I'm like, get a real writer in there, you know. I hate it when the non-graffiti writers try and document
it was 1998.
That's what winds me up.
And they did the S with the 3 thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
50 years old. I was on West End Lane. It's 1998, and British Airways put up a massive billboard, and it was end of a plane wing, and it was completely tagged.
Okay.
But it wasn't by a writer.
No.
And I'm 18, right? That same year, I went into Bunny's State of Art studio just off Kilburn High Road.
Bunny Brett,
and he
salute.
airbrushed me 2 T-shirts, which I still own.
Sick.
Rare kind T-shirts.
Sick.
Being in that room and seeing him, seeing that advert not done by writers, led me to what... Obviously, it was having Josh a couple of years later that opened the shop. But that's what I was just like, hang on, you can't do that advert. Bunny's killing it.
Yeah.
There's something in this for us.
Yeah.
And then, so by being inspired like that, we can do it.
And we just can't leave it to them lot.
No.
Like we were talking a few episodes ago, well, a while ago, we were talking about the 50 years of hip hop, and the independent newspaper released one of the insets.
Oh, yeah.
Was 50 years of hip hop, and they had some bullshit graph font on there they downloaded. Some graphic designer had done like something to look like graffiti, and it said 50 years. I'm like, what the fuck? You couldn't even they couldn't even be bothered to reach out.
You know,
to
if
a
New
real
York
art.
Times did that, Keo would have got the call.
Yeah,
Fast would
exactly.
have
Yeah,
got the call.
yeah.
Put a hand style on this, please. We'll
It's
give
like
you.
they don't care.
But the thing is, we don't give them a reason to care.
That's it.
How hard is it to find my podcast when I don't talk on social media? How hard is it to find my
Really
agency
fucking hard, actually,
if
bro.
I don't? Exactly, it
fucking
is. So I can't blame
Links
these
below.
media types. You know what I mean? Yeah, the links will be
Yeah,
below.
yeah.
But it's partly our fault that we're not picked up for these.
And we
things.
got to be
Imagine
put
if we did
ourselves-
like a 3-part graph documentary.
Yeah, but I reckon
You know
that's
what I mean?
that's
It'd be
possible.
ridiculously good.
possible.
That's
And we're chatting about something like we should do it. People should do it like that.
we can do that. And we should be developing these platforms like they do in LA, like they do in New York, where you develop these platforms where we are now at a level where we can call out the establishment when they try that shit and go, nah, that's
100%.
not a real graph, and actually be heard.
But
and you know,
none of us like sued McDonald's when they started putting posters.
Bruv.
New Yorkers did.
Yeah, and
New Yorkers went to court with them.
that shit winds me up.
When
so
Renault
Then
drove
you
through
win.
the Bronx.
Yeah.
When Renault drove through the Bronx for some advert. Tax Crew sued them.
Yeah.
You went past our painting. Where's our fucking money?
Yeah.
Like, we don't do that here.
no,
We let them beat us up.
and they're like, oh, I'm in an advert.
You're lucky.
Ooh, they're like boosted. For
Yeah.
it. And they're like, you bruv, they're
No.
using your art.
They're using it. They
Your-
drove past that shutter.
What do
that
they call
piece,
it? What's the legal word?
It's called usage fee. They used
Yeah.
to be given a usage fee, basically.
Yeah.
But because it's done on the streets, they think they don't need to find the artist.
Well, now I get a lot of work doing graph commissions for TV production companies because they know they can't use random graphs, so they'll paint the wall and they'll get me in to graph it up. You know what I'm saying? Actually, I'm doing one next week, which is
We've
good.
just
Some
got,
people
we've
do
got to
it.
let them know we're here.
Yeah.
But the only way we're doing that is by doing this shit ourselves, which is...
And again, it brings in, not to go too far down this alley, but it's not just being good at graph. You got to be good at networking. You got to put yourself out there. You got to make yourself available. You got to take opportunity, being able to spot an
Your
opportunity.
product has
I'll
to
tell
be
you
good.
something.
Yeah,
Product
of course, it has to be good, but that's one little facet.
No,
of
it's
it.
amazing. There's a load of people doing stuff, and it's just all you think. Oh, this is going to be shit.
Yeah,
I'll
but
tell
they're
you
good at the
something.
other things.
Those
They're not good
points
at that
you
one.
just said, as writers, we can do all of them.
Yeah.
We go out and we look for spots. We find the guts to go and paint them.
That's the media planning.
opportunities.
We go to the right places to meet the right people so we can paint the right trains.
The marketing team.
Yeah.
It's all there. We do it already.
The skills are
we
there.
do it already.
Yeah.
So when someone says, "Oh, I'm not really," hang on, but you're ex-writer. What do you mean you're not really?
Yeah, you are. Really.
You are so really. If I did it, me,
Yeah.
a toy from Kilburn. Come on, man.
No, exactly, 100%, man, 100%. So words of wisdom there.
It's that realization. A lot of graph. I mostly now do graph. I don't do no graph anymore.
Yeah, no.
But mostly now is not about the graph. Not about the actual graph.
No.
It's more about going to do it.
It's being in it.
Just being out at like 2 a.m. on my J's, remembering that you can do it.
Yes.
And then like being over a fence and seeing all the shit like this is this as you're climbing something, and you think like fuck it, if you took any notice of that, and then you realise all your mates, especially in like your 40s, late 30s, who don't do that. That's the first thing they say. But it's this,
Yeah.
and it's a minor thing, but it's not really minor because when you get the realization that all of those are just signs controlled by this company doing this for all sorts of different reasons apart from your fucking safety, then you give a shit. So if you can ignore those and just live for a little bit.
It takes a lot to override. I've been out of it. I went out bombing actually about 2 weeks ago. I hadn't been out bombing in ages on daytime bombing.
Yeah, you can lose it easily. So
But
if you don't go bombing and then come out and go, you'd be like, you're praying again.
I was out, and I've been out of the game, and it's been a long time since I've done anything illegal. But I'm kind of resigned with that. I'm lucky that I actually get my energy out through my work in here and all that type of stuff.
You catch the odd tags.
I catch the odd tag, but it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
We're going to do a panel next week.
It's everything it taught me, and that's why I'm very interested in the after. I love the point where someone gets it. It brought me all here, and then when you hear that someone still writes, I love that as well. That's fucking amazing. But you are this person and you've achieved this thing. And I'm not talking about riches. I'm not talking about things.
No.
But you've managed to realise a dream or anything like that. I'm just
impact a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In a positive way.
That's why I'm so happy for Zombie.
Oh yeah,
bro. I'm just like, imagine doing that for that much, starting from nothing, going to jail twice, 4 grand.
10 times he's been inside.
Yeah, but
not all for Graff.
Not all for Graff.
Yeah.
And just something that he's said to me that always sticks with me is just like, but I've been around, and I've seen people come all city and go. Yeah. They're not here anymore, Phoebe. And you're like, shit, because you know he is. Do you know what I mean? And to get something out of it at the end, for me, for someone like that, where you basically everyone's telling him his life's going to shit, your life's going down the pan, you're doing this wrong, you got to stop doing this, going there. He's like, no, I'm fucked. This is what I do. Yeah. And now he's got.
And he's well renowned.
The great thing about this
was
the fact he realised, if I've got the balls to be the king of the fucking city, give me them keys. I'm going to run this shop.
Yeah.
That's the shit. That's where the balls really came in. He realised, because what he's done and what he's managed to keep open for 12 years now. That's a fucking
established business,
longest running business, Graff business in the city.
Crazy. Yeah.
And it's just like he knew, I'm going to put together everything I've learned and do this. And that, I'm just like, the man's a fucking legend.
And done it well.
And will be forever.
I wonder think about that when if he's ever like doing the boxes of paint and putting them in and thinking, fucking I used to go fucking jail for this shit. Now,
Exactly.
Look at me.
But it was the other way round before, wasn't it? It was, for years it was up
like,
the jumper, off
exactly.
the rack, up the jumper. And now he's like, no, on the rack, on the rack, on the rack.
Have you ever been there when someone's tried to jack something from Chrome and Black?
Fucking hilarious.
Forgot about it.
Anyway, we love the culture. That's the point, and we have to nurture it and look after it.
But I don't really, because now if someone wants to, apart from like Bass, maybe a couple of other, if someone was to do that now, I wouldn't really give a shit. But that's like my culture.
Yeah,
because I was so absorbed in it, and I was such a young, completely
in 10, 15 years time.
mentality.
In 10, 15 years time, we're going to be talking about this era.
And
you are going to love it because you're going to remember
Scheme's
it.
not chatting about, you know what I mean, like the 2000s, you know what I mean?
Well, no, okay, obviously
And
we're always
that's why,
gonna
anyway,
have...
I think that's so important.
Yeah.
Because now, with any type of phone and what this is, everyone's going to have Pierre photos.
I fucking love some
This is
new
so much
Graff
more
coming
important.
out. But that,
To me, I'm talking about...
and to me too, like that era is always going to have hit that nostalgic point.
This is also a very innocent era.
Yeah.
80s through to the 2000s, very innocent. The moment MySpace dropped in, whenever that was, 04, 05, the scene started to change a bit because all of a sudden we went super digital. Yeah, we had Digital Jungle and all those websites dedicated to the scenes. There was a bit of difference there. Late 90s and then into the 2000s.
But it's basically just a listing with photos.
But this is a very, 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 like, an amazing, innocent time in the culture. And I feel so blessed to experience it. And I was saying to my wife earlier, actually, I wish I was just 10 years older. Like, I don't really wish I was 10 years older because I wouldn't have done what I've done. But I would have loved to have started in 85. Do you know what I mean? And just seen all of that and been around all of that and seen London like that. And
I remember glimpses, like if I look right back,
if I look at my mum's photo album,
I'm just like us when I was
on
9,
on like Golden Road Station, like looking like what the fuck is there?
Yeah. But I can kind of bring myself back to that point. But I was way too young to be doing anything like that, you know. But no, I'm glad we saw the era that we did, and it was definitely an more innocent.
But he's right,
time.
because the era before this that
was,
inspired that, like Casby, shit like that. Those letters there, that you just like, fucking hell, bruv.
Yeah, next level.
Pride.
Yeah. And there's not many of that shit.
No.
Yo, man.
I just we that's the strapline to the RadicalKiosk website. There's a tote bag coming out. It says "Do something with your photos" on the.
Can I buy these today? Or do I have to? Yeah. You've got a card machine. I can just.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
No, I'm so listen.
We'll work it out.
I'm spending 16 million on both, bro.
Don't
worry about
eBay,
it,
bro.
I'm paying for them.
Yo, let's do a quick listener question.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Is it this one?
Give me a beer, please, with the fucking room temperature beers.
I'm gonna nick one as well.
Yeah, please.
Let's listen to this one.
When you guys were younger, what did you want to be when you grew up? Like, what was your dream? And have you lived any of them out, either of you?
Shout out Lady Etak.
Sick. Was that Lady Etak?
Yes.
Sick.
So you got the question, when you were young, what did you want to be when you grow up, and did you live out any of those dreams? Shall I go first?
Yeah.
To be honest,
think about that.
Yeah, so I have a quick little think. I mean, for me, I was never a super ambitious little kid. When I'm talking when I was little, I wasn't like, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a doctor. I was never like that, man. I was just too in the moment.
Yeah.
You were good at basketball and reciting lyrics.
Yeah, but I never was like, I'm going to be in the NBA or something like that. I never dreamt like shit like that. Or at least I don't remember dreaming anything.
There might have been one night.
Maybe,
one day.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was very fleeting. I would jump from one thing to the other. I was never like, yeah, one day I'm going to be this. Although I was always creative, even from very, very young. I remember even like 6, 7, always drawing. So art was always a thing. And I definitely, from very young, I don't know how young, but
there was
at some point where I was like, I just want to do something. I want to get paid to do art. That was kind of it.
Yeah. Can this be done?
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah, and I saw that it was possible, you know what I'm saying? And I also was clued up, like, seeing the people around me and not bigging myself. I wasn't the most amazing drawer in the world, but I knew I was better than my close circle, you know what I mean, my peers. At least than most of them, until I went to college. Then I realised, okay, now there's people that are really fucking good. Yeah. But I remember thinking, okay, I've got a skill here. If I can make money doing this, have I made a career in it? No. Okay, I've jumped from thing to thing, and it's always been in the creative industry, but whether I've been doing something creative in it is a whole separate thing. I have been paid to do a lot of graphic design work. I do a lot of graph commissions. Not enough to call it a career. That's the thing.
But that's why it's important to just even have the aspiration.
Yeah.
And we're lucky if you're kids, when you're a kid and if you have the chance to aspire, if you have the life that allows you to aspire, your parents give you that, aspire.
Oh, my parents fucking killed it. They always encourage. Actually, no. I wanted to be a rapper. I wanted to be an MC. I definitely did that when I was 11, 12, I started writing lyrics.
That's it. You went into that world.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. It's just like, it's such a small amount of number of like success, or what we perceive as success. A load of zeros.
I remember now, as a young teenager, starting to write lyrics and getting into hip hop at 11, 12 years old, then I'm writing my own lyrics. And I remember thinking the dream would be to have a song on vinyl.
Sick.
To be pressed on record, and I did make that
exactly.
happen. So there you go. That's one dream realised.
Yeah.
So there's one thing there, but again, I wasn't super ambitious as a kid. You know how some kids, some kids go, "I'm going to be president one day," you know, or whatever.
A lot of that comes down to what type of family you come from, and then what the parents are like in terms of that. Like, my mum just gave me, she showed me endless love, and she just told, when she saw me drawing as a very young kid, she just knew you're going to be an artist, and just nurtured it.
But
it was a sad journey for her when she saw my education drop. But she was very proud of me when she realised what happened next.
I bet, man. And the thing is, on the flip, coming like from an Arabic family and knowing lots of Arabic families, I remember a lot of kids my age when I was younger They had pressure on their family.
Yeah.
You have to be an engineer. You have to be
Which
a
is
doctor.
love as well. They're showing love in a different way. Yeah.
And they became those things.
yeah.
Some of them are happy, some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know. But yeah, there's some people got a lot of pressure from parents. To
Your
do
mum's
so.
so disappointed you're
Oh,
not
big time. Big time.
Yeah, like Habibi, what?
But how amazing is hip hop for that?
Oh, it's crazy. Yes, I mean it's a double-edged sword. It's amazing, but it's also it can be not detrimental. It's just, you know, especially in the 90s, hip hop was so raggo.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, you know, being a well-to-do person wasn't celebrated by a lot of hip hop. There was that side of hip hop that
It
did,
was
like
there.
the La Souls and the people
yeah.
going, yo, you know, peace, love, unity, and you know, strive to be better and all that
Yeah.
stuff. But that got drowned out by a lot of the gangster
still
rap.
does,
and
really.
Yeah. Still does,
What
man.
sells.
This is what sells. This was entertainment to a certain degree, especially for a young teenager.
I think hip hop as a culture, as the umbrella word, I think we were so lucky to be born into that and
Blessed.
for it to be there to choose from. And I'm sure it happens in many other cultures. But what it gives you, the sound, what the music gives you, then what the visuals give you, is so inspiring. And I think it teaches aspiration really well.
And just the way hip hop. Okay, there's the quote, I've said it a couple of times. This Grandmaster Kaz, he goes, hip hop didn't invent anything, but it reinvented everything. Hip hop was about taking something that already existed, rejigging it, and then creating something new from it. Whether it's sampling old records and making a new record, getting spray cans that were used for spraying cars, and then now I'm writing my name on the wall with it, or whatever it might be. You know, getting a bit of plastic on the floor now, like a b-boy on it, whatever. Taking these
twist it.
typography, it's about taking existing things and learning that through it, like getting clothing, like some, you know, shitty clothes, and then adapting them and making them into something unique. You know what I mean? That aesthetic, that kind of thing with hip hop, I cherish that.
Amazing.
Big
Like,
time.
We're very lucky to have it and to have it grow the way it's grown.
But did you have, like, when you were a kid, was there a specific thing you wanted? Because I think you realised a dream to a certain degree.
I mean, I was still a kid when this started.
Yeah, true.
And so I didn't have dreams. I knew I wanted to be an artist, but coming single parent family up in the state, that was never going to be a thing. But I just knew I was an artist, and so graffiti was the route.
Yeah.
And then by the time I didn't become an adult till I was in my mid-20s, like not endlessly, but I had my kid at 20. And so
So you grew up quick.
it was just, what the fuck? And I painted a canvas of Josh when he was 1, and then my friends, and I'm shotting weed and I'm doing shit jobs, and they said, D, what are you doing? You've got a skill. And then that's how it led on. Had I not had Josh, I wouldn't have achieved this room.
You were just painting
that's
for the
a
love
huge-
of painting and your son.
Yeah, I would have. And
Just
had,
a painting.
That's
I
a
not
huge
had him-
motivator. That's
Oh,
a
it's
huge
100%.
motivator.
Had I not had him,
I'm sure you understand that
it's,
as well.
you know what it's like being a father. It's just like what it does to you it's a miracle. And
I bet.
it's so yeah. I think I was too, and it was my childhood was nuts. It was quite full on and fun, dangerous, and so an aspiration coming out of the place I came from. Luckily, my mum gave it to me, but it wasn't outside.
Yeah.
And so I love hip hop for the fact it gave me that place to channel this energy.
And it gives you a certain confidence to a degree.
Oh, 100%.
when you're part of a subculture,
yeah.
even if you're not fully included when you're a little kid, but you feel and you want to and you aspire to be included in it, and it motivates you to a certain degree and gives you this
I think
confidence.
the other thing is that you get into hip hop, you get into rapping, you get into beat making, you get into writing, you get into breaking, you get into DJing. You do these things, you all of a sudden it teaches you, it's not bad to feel like you want to be the best at this.
Yeah.
It's good for you to feel that.
Yeah.
Put the battle together. I mean, put some energy into this. And so you try and get better and better. And what we tried to do in graffiti, I failed, but I tried really hard.
Fail, but yeah.
But you know what I mean?
It's
I
a
had
weird
the
line.
aspiration of being a king.
Yeah,
It didn't happen.
Yeah.
But it's fine, because what else could you take your chances, man? Step into them. Like the opportunity's there. Like
Open your fucking doors.
there you go.
Yeah. Did you think of something when you were a little kid? Did you ever? I know you wanted to be a Thundercat. There's that.
Yeah, I
picture
want to be a
of the
Thundercat.
So, did you make
No,
that?
I wanted to. I've had those more recently because I think I lost a lot of my life to marijuana basically, but I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that.
No,
until,
you think
like,
you're living a dream.
yeah.
with marijuana.
Well, it just don't really give a shit about anything anymore.
Yeah.
It was all like it is all a dream and comfortable, and because it all blurred into one thing. And at the time, I was like, "Yo, I'm cool, I'm completely fine." But if I was like a normal person, I would say that I wanted to be a soldier.
Wow.
I wanted to be the best rapper.
Yeah,
definitely wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And I got to, and I'm afraid to say, like, nowadays I don't really feel like that anymore with rap. For the first time ever in my life, in like this year, maybe a bit of last year, people asking me to do something. I was thinking, I don't know what if it's like, you know, just lost it because I do feel like I got there. When I was a rapper, I knew I was very good, basically. In terms of wordplay and cadence and that.
Yeah.
And then, but I'd have peers, I'd have rap groups, and I realised, oh shit, like I am naturally quite good at this.
I'm in it.
And I'm in it. And then I got, you
You're
go through the ranks,
from-
go through the ranks, go through, and you remember each single like Roots Maneuvers manager saying the white boy can spit.
Wicked.
Yeah, I was like
Love it.
you know what I mean, like very young, very young. Shabba and Skibber on Pirate Radio say, "Yo, you can come again, bruv."
Yeah.
Just little bits like that.
Yeah.
Little bits like that. Doing
validation, and But
little getting put in MOP, obviously. Do you know what I mean? That's a massive thing. But I remember getting to that stage, and then like and then shit started changing. Like, I'd reach out to people, and they'd be like, "Yeah, well, I'll jump on that." Yeah, and you're like, "Oh shit, I'm getting established. It's sort of becoming a thing." But it used to also fuck me off because like that particular hip hop scene, if you have any sort of brain cells at all, you can see quickly it's going nowhere and it's not going to get much bigger than it is, and then you're thinking, I'm so fucking good at this, and you know what you were saying, just do it, and you realise you can do it. I was practicing like for something for like that. I was practicing like a fucking cunt, like all the fucking time. And just lyrics, because I knew that just through doing it,
You get better.
10,000 hours. You know what I mean? Just do it.
Exactly.
And this natural thing that I had, but you just getting like the best things you get out of it were like opening for like a big American rap dude, or like doing a festival. It wasn't like Glastonbury or V-Fest. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that.
No, but the thing is,
So
and I agree.
So what Daz said was something about. The success is what you think about it. You know what I mean, that's what it's not. And in that particular time, and there's a lot of them still doing it now. Do you know what I mean? You can't. It's at its ceiling.
Yeah, no, it's not though. Because there's people like
UK...
Pot of Paper. There's
that's exactly. That's not it. That's not that particular style of UK hip hop. Talking like Melanin 9, Jess, all in Task Force, all that kind of shit. Mate, Pot of Paper and Gigs and Skin Metal, all in that.
No, okay, but who's the other guy? Loyal Kana? Kana.
But
he's that type of hip hop. He's the boom bap style with like Tribe Called Quest kind of thing.
I feel you though. Like,
I know what you're saying, but the thing is, you put the limit on yourself, I think.
But the thing is, what I think ends up happening is, the point is, what it really comes down to is the experience you went through and the amount of knowledge it's given you. Had you not done that, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Like, I was a writer. I thought I was going to write and sell weed for the rest of my life. And I'm going to be a king and I'm going to survive from shotting.
Badman. I spent a lot of time trying to do that.
And I tried. And it didn't work. And before I knew it, I wanted to earn money in a different way, under my real name. I didn't want to write anymore. I want to paint abstract shapes.
Yeah.
But had I not done all of that, had I not had that aspiration and that dream, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. Yeah. And so I think, even though you feel, that was going to be a ceiling, it doesn't matter. You got to that ceiling, and we're like, right, next, I'm going to do this next.
But if someone told me back when I was a bedroom MC, like you would do some of the things I've done through because I'm a rapper, because I could rap, was mad. You said Princess Foundation, and I never thought. This is the thing about the marijuana. I never thought about it before. Yeah. I won the battle final of the Princess. There's Prince Charles's foundation.
That's right, Prince's Trust,
Earl's Court Arena. Kanye West was the judge. So I've never even thought about that.
Yeah.
And he voted me as the best MC. It was like a battle. I remember rapping. I got there like
there's
got to be
footage of this somewhere.
I had my little like Nike visor with no thing, like sticking out.
Yes.
And there's like 40,000, 50. There's Earl's Court Arena.
Was this not Jump Off?
No, it was for. I don't know what.
I think I was there.
And the bare TVs, and I'm like,
I was outside painting.
Were you
with my team? we were painting in the hall whilst the event was going on. It was like we were
Probably,
painting in the ticket area.
Well, it's like an urban kind of event.
And there was a
thing.
gun shop.
Yeah, there was a gun
Yes,
shop.
I was there.
Yeah, there was a gun shop.
yeah.
Yeah, there was a gun shop.
I was
Princess
there.
Trust Foundation. I got invited by them for winning something else, for winning the jump off or something.
Yeah, I swear it was linked with the jump off because they covered all the elements.
Then-
I remember hearing about it. I never wasn't.
I've
wasn't
done
at the
gigs with
event.
like Chester P. Like his booked gigs. People have booked him, paid him, nothing against Chess.
Yeah,
And you drive there, there's like 4 people there, bruv.
yeah.
Like in a pub in Newcastle.
But I
Like,
think
we've
you're
just
right.
driven, like, what? This is Chester Chess. Do you know what I mean? No one gives a
I
fuck.
was just playing that from the Ashes album before you came. But that I think this is the thing about. It's the same with writing in this country. I think.
And then I tied it in with writing, because writing, no one gives a fuck about if you do it. You don't get anything from it, and I just tied it in with writing.
There's avenues
But this
to
is
do
the-
to
yes,
make
there
use
is.
of it. That's the thing. Like you can see the ceiling and go, "Oh, that's the
Bro,
ceiling."
can
Or
you
can go,
imagine what
"Fuck
I'm
the
saying to
ceiling."
myself? Man could be like MOP and do a tune with them.
Yeah.
And we're sitting about doing it, bro. We're talking about doing it, but I can do it. And I'm like, I ain't done it because,
But
like,
even doing
when
the
I'm writing lyrics now, I'm shutting off my wife, I'm shutting off my kids, I'm fucking shutting off my business head, I'm shutting off. I have to smoke a bit of green and I'm like, bro, what am I doing? I've got
But do you
bare
still
priorities.
get joy from that?
And I'm doing this, bro.
But do you get joy from doing that or not?
Do you know what? Today I was watching Gemini. Big up Gemini in his latest battle. He's from the E&D crew.
Gemini.
He's come back and he just bodied this kid. And I was thinking, yo, why didn't I when I used to do that? That's the only reason I got into it was to
The battle fuckers.
let good MCs know that I was good. That's the only thing I wanted.
Yeah.
So if he says I'm gonna sit back, no, we'll go to the next one.
Yeah.
The thing about you're married, you got kids.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Real life happens.
Yeah.
We live in this alias world. That's one thing about hip hop is that we're under this alias, and then real life happens.
Yeah, but hip hop doesn't have to take over your whole world.
it doesn't.
It does
Do
if you
the
have to
thing.
make it
Yeah.
consistently, and
Yeah.
and if you have a name, if you just don't drop, doesn't matter. You got to drop something. Like Raven Day's going, man, that thing's recorded, bro. Do you know what I mean? I've got the thing in the pipeline with Farmer G. I'm just not doing anything about it. You know what I mean? Because you can't. If you're going to go to work and do this and do that, and I feel bad. One of the other things, by the way, to answer that question, was one of the recent things I'm feeling now, starting just to feel in a good place about being a dad and being a husband, because I used to fuck around like fucking shit ton when I was a kid. I didn't have any fucking conscience at all. And then when I had kids, bro, they had twins.
Wow.
And then 4 or 5 years later, split up with their mum because like the atmosphere, we just weren't at it. And knowing that's going to fuck it up, like knowing I fucked it up and I've left them, and all the stereotypical, you've left her as a single mum, you've left her in this flat, you've left her I tried to leave her everything as pos.
Yeah.
And now I've got friends going, yeah, but no, you should see your kids less because you see them every weekend, and then I'm just like, bruv, look at your life.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be a dad, and now I'm getting to that stage.
But luckily, you've got a good relationship with the baby mama.
Yeah, but that took years,
ages,
bruv. I was
yeah.
sleeping on the floor at Andrea's cousin's house. I've known Andrea for like a week,
I know.
and I'm sleeping on the floor. There's no do. I'm like, fucking hell. I'm in Acton, bruv.
Yeah.
I live in Ealing. Like, what's going on? Fuck.
I remember you going through it, but you came, and even
But
some of it is
now,
documented on the pod.
now, like Shireen's,
Yeah.
we got to do this. Leo wants violin lesson, and Dylan, and I'm like, yeah, it's cool. You taking the? She still says you taking it this Saturday. And I'm like, yeah, boss.
Yeah.
And now, like after 5 years, I think the kids know that I'm there.
Yeah.
This is all settled in. Bosh. And that's just recently.
It's incredible.
This is the thing about having kids, though, isn't it? It's you step up or you don't step up. You stepped up,
Yeah.
But
But
you
yeah,
step
man,
up.
don't step up.
Ben, don't. You stepped up, and that comes at a cost to your life.
Yeah, big time.
But rightfully so. I painted trains. when I
yeah,
was-
rightfully so. I should be the cunt who
Listen,
has to fucking do that shit.
Yes, because
That's
you
what I
brought them
don't
there.
get, yeah.
These kids
Exactly.
didn't ask to be here.
Exactly.
I painted trains for 4 more years until Josh was 4. That's when I stopped in 2004. I did one maybe in 06, but that's when I stopped painting trains.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew by that time, from being 20 to 24, by the time I got to 24, I'm like, oh my God, I am fucking about... I've got a kid who I'm picking up every other weekend to bring to Brighton. What if I get hit by a train? What if I get arrested? He's got no dad to sit. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And so I had to tune into my business. And so that was my peak of Graff. And I was only just getting good. Not one train am I proud of. I was just getting there. I was just getting... It would only take you another 2 years. I'd have been burning.
Damn.
Sorry, D. step up, please. It's important, man.
Yeah, but you chose that as well because a lot of people in that scene and a lot of our mates and a lot of that kind of culture, a lot of them allow it.
If they can,
Even if they
figure
don't
out-
allow it and they do it like one every 3 weekends and just on a Sunday, you're like, I'm not trying to do that.
I had to be there for Josh. I
you
didn't have a
pivoted
dad
it
growing up. Yeah, I was
into
lucky to.
still
I was
something
very lucky
creative.
to. I was young enough and ballsy enough. How old are you?
42.
There you go.
43?
If I had a kid now, I would not be able to do this now.
Yeah.
I was 20.
Yeah.
My balls were massive.
Yeah.
I'm telling his mum, no, I'm shotting weed and I'm
Yeah,
painting
yeah,
chains
yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
That's me. You don't want me? Das.
Yeah.
I'm his dad. And so cocky. And
Yeah.
if it happened to me now,
I could just picture
I've had
you.
the snip. I'm not having any kids. If it had happened to me now, I couldn't do it.
You got to take that out, by the way. Andrea wants me to get the snip.
To get the what?
The snip.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a no, it's not even a cut. It's a fucking electric bolt. It's done in seconds. But save your women, man.
Yeah.
Stop them taking these tablets. Just get the snip. You
But
don't
this is
choose-
something similar. What you were just saying is what I say to my wife as well.
We'll do an episode with him getting the snip.
Yeah. Whereby, if I didn't do all that shit, if I didn't act like such a cunt, if I didn't bang hundreds of people, if I didn't do all those kind of things, I've done every kind of stereotypical thing there is, and I've done it.
Yeah.
Then it helps you make decisions.
Yeah.
It helps you know information. It helps you like expand your horizon and know exactly what you want. So when you do decide, like, can I settle down with this person because of this, like all the things that I know I can't live with, all the things that I know I need from someone else, all the things you know what I mean that I know I'm a cunt about. Can they take that? Have they got cunt deflectors? You know, all that kind of shit. Are they strong enough? Blah blah blah.
Maybe this element might help me change that cuntiness.
Didn't have any exactly, but like, even the awareness to think if I change this element in it, that's like proper thinking.
Yeah.
But we've only got that because of the experience of being cunts.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for people who've
And
never
being
been
aware that
cunts.
you were being a cunt.
Yeah,
Some
You
people
know
are
what I mean?
cunts and they don't even know they're
Hanging
being a
out of
cunt.
15 birds on Cavos, mate, and all that, like all different,
Exactly.
different type of white boy kind of shit, all the
Yeah.
different categories, the hip hop thing, and this thing, and this thing, all of that shit, blended into all of that shit. But that's good now because I say to her, "Yo, like this is, you know, I know I'm more into her happiness, into what she what she's wanted,
And you
How
know that
can I
that's
can
going to
help her
translate
life.
into your happiness as well.
But I do sit there and go, right, I'm thinking about how I can help this bitch's life.
Yeah.
This bitch is this, but I'm still trying to help her. You know, I'm feeling good about her new job, feeling good about. I'm like, right, I never gave a fuck about people before. Do you know what I mean? And I think
Or you didn't know how to show it.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to show
I've
it.
always been incredibly emotional, like I'm basically from
Emotionally
Brazil, bro, for more than you.
sensitive
Do you know what I mean? Like, but I've always been like Latin blood. You know what I mean? Like completely
completely,
local. Yeah. And never known where it's come from, how to control it, been expelled from everywhere, like lost everything, lost contact with my dad. He's like finally cut you off. But that was another thing to answer that question. That was hard to deal with. That was fucking difficult. And when I went to go and try and buy that yard, and I had 10 grand. This is like last year, bruv. And I had that 10 grand in cash. Yeah. And I bailed him up. I said, look, not asking for any dough, not asking. I'm just saying, I'll come around with this cash. Can you just transfer this 10 grand to me? Because I know you got... And he's like, think about it. And everything's hanging on the line. The mortgage is on the blower, the solicitor's on the blower, the solicitor's waiting. And he bailed on me and said, no, I'm not doing it. I was just like, and I just felt annoyed that I even asked him, because I could have put that time into trying to think of another angle, someone at work or something like that. And then Bosch managed to get it through. Do you know, my mum bailed him behind his back and said, listen, I can do it from my Tesco savings thing. Where she had like 17 grand for her whole life saving. Jeez. And she did it, and I was thinking to stand completely on my J's from that, because I don't need his dough. He's got a lot of dough. He's done very well. But I don't cut off from your uncle, your auntie, your sister, your brother, my sister. I don't know. Bam, 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 bam. And he's taken my ex in and the kids. Not in, but they'll go to his at Christmas dinner.
Yeah, of course.
Like with her mum.
And you won't be allowed.
And I'm not allowed. And she's phoning me going, this is so weird. I mean, there's photos of you up in... I'm like, why don't you just say that you've got to put your foot down to my old man? Because he controls everything. This
It just sounds very...
Always has.
Yeah. He liked that power. He loved that question.
Yeah. I mean, we've chatted about this a lot. You know, this has been going on in your life for a few years now.
But now I'm saying, just now I'm feeling, do you know what I mean? I've got a decent wage.
Yeah.
Like that's why another reason you can't, if you need to provide for this and this and this and this and this and child maintenance as well as your wife and kids' trips and holidays and rear end violin and trainers and haircuts for always
Mobile
for two.
phones.
Bro,
Always for two.
That's
Yeah,
the king
for two.
rapper there.
Yeah.
That's the king rapper.
But I
right
didn't
there.
do like
Yeah,
anything
that's what it is.
creative, bruv. This
No,
is my
but-
major problem. Yeah, let me finish because this is my actual major problem in my life, and it has been forever. I went down corporate. I went into an estate agency, and from the mouth, I smashed that, bruv. It's just the people's person. I can get on with anyone. I can change my chameleon. Yeah, no, absolutely, madam.
Yeah.
Or like, hi guys, how you doing? Or anything you want, bosh. Adjust and get the commission, bosh. And then I got to the top of that game. The top of that game is like relentless. It's relentless. It's complaints. It's this. It's this. It's what. It's this. It's this. It's like ridiculous.
Non-stop.
So I've got no time. So then I'm thinking I have to put time into the kids and Andrea, even when I'm doing that, and I have to be able to lock off from that. So then writing rap music and fucking seeing
Doing the
brethren
pod.
and the graph was the only thing that I said to myself, yo, if I'm gonna do anything. And I finally started doing it on my J's. I was like late 30s. I went on a little like 4 or 5 year run. Still a little bit now, but just did it on my J's because it's the only thing I could get out. I could go out in the evening. I could do it and just remember the world and remember what it used to be like. But it's a cunt that I'm stuck in there, and I know I'm a massively off the wall, weird, split personality, split everything kind of creative person who can allocate those and use them in wicked ways. But if I'm stuck here doing this, which I'm going to be till I'm 65, do you know what I mean? Then I'm never going to have time really to do that. That's why the ArmsHouse for me is like I was begging you to start the pod.
Yeah.
It's amazing you do it. No, I mean, the thing is, all it sounds, and I know you're basically lamenting on the stuff you may have missed out on, or the things you didn't do. All I'm seeing is a man to be admired.
Yeah. So,
I'm just like, this guy stood the fuck up to a ridiculous degree.
Yeah.
And I can't pick you up more.
Yeah, but a lot of my
Like-
mind is like, how much of I was fake, and in what areas was the fakeness, and which one is the real Andy Short? I mean, and that's very
no, but you're
difficult.
looking at it like fake and not fake. It's none of it is fake.
Yeah, but
It's
it is
you
when
trying
you're
to find-
so in that personality, and then bam, you just I can go and open for Method Man at Bush, and then bang, and then
And then
bang,
you can
and
chat to
then
the
I've
client.
got to go back to
But
this.
that
I've got to go
can
back to
be
this.
facets.
man.
That can be
That's all the
facets
same
of the
man.
same
Yeah.
person. man.
That's what makes us as writers, especially, and I presume it's the same for other cultures. I'm just talking for our culture. It's what I mean to talk about is that look how fucking talented we are. Look what we're capable of. Look how we can change and adapt. Like we've got this in
Part
us.
of that is a skill that we develop over time, and to bring in fakeness into it or whatever. Yeah,
I think you're just using the wrong
The
word. I know
only
what you
thing-
mean. I think you know
But do
what
other
you mean.
people do other people have
but-
that many personalities where they're
Not
fitting
everyday
into that
people.
many different, they're juggling that many different social circles?
I think most successful people are.
How long did it fuck you up?
No,
How much did you know? You had doctors when you were a youth telling you that you need to do this, he's got that, and they're going through counselling and Reg is like, I'm just feeling fine, bruv. I'm just hyperactive. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, maybe do therapy or something to discover that. I don't know.
I've done that. It didn't
but-
really help me.
I've been in therapy 5.5 years now.
Is
I
it?
fucking love it.
Yeah,
I put it through
I
my
want to
business.
do
has a
it.
shit
I want to
for
do
me.
it.
I
I've
reckon I
never
have
done
shit.
it.
Bro,
I wanna do it.
seriously,
My sister
man.
does it. She tells me I
Best
should.
money I spend
Yeah.
every week.
But you can also get. There's ways you could do it without spending money.
Yeah, you
Through
can.
the
Yeah.
interests and stuff
But
like that.
it's we spend money.
Yeah, but no, I just wanted to add about the like, because you mentioned something about faking it, and to me, it's not about being fake or not fake. Only fake comes into it is if you're contradicting your other life. Like, let's say you do
you're not.
graph, but then you're also a BTP guy.
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah, but you do graph.
That would be
but
a
you
fake.
look after high net worth individuals in SW6.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean,
fine.
it's like a completely.
Why are
It's
they?
amazing.
No,
Bro,
how are they separate?
my business-
One's being creative.
Because one, I'm
and paying-
thinking about, that'd be a sit reach on the side of his house, and then, no, but no.
Yeah, but you've got to pay bills. I work with
fine,
all I work with
That's
is
fine.
property developers. I try and get the big money contracts.
I'm gonna make another
I
beer.
really push for
Yeah.
that, and I've got to talk to these people. I've got to be around these people. I've got to try and get their business.
Yeah.
I don't feel fake. It's just part of me. It's just part of me, and I feel lucky enough and blessed enough that I can touch that part. And
Do you feel like, right, I'm going to switch into that part now?
no, I just do it.
Just do it.
And I bet you don't think about it. You just
Yeah,
do
not
it. You
anymore,
turn
yeah.
up at work and you
Yeah.
crack on with
Yeah.
whatever voice you feel needs to.
But when I come out and
use.
I'm on the tube and I'm looking
Yeah.
at the graph and I'm thinking, I
But
can't.
how lucky are you
I'm
to have
suppressing
that?
something.
You're not.
mad.
You're not. Because what you're dealing with really is real life.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the real life.
It's
That's the
real life.
I love it.
Like that's the point. Is it's real life. It's like that's what you're dealing with, and you're doing it and being honest to yourself. My brother-in-law has not got an exciting life. He is him, the one man, him. I love him to bits, Andy. But he's one man.
Top name.
Yeah.
Through his thing, he's just one man. We're nuts compared to this guy. Psychopaths. We're not. But it's just like some people are like that and some people ain't. And I love the fact that at one point in my life, I thought I was going to be top shot up.
Yeah.
And everyone knew he really wants to be top
the reason
shot.
why you might
so
think
many
why you might think it will
problems.
be why you might think it are being fake or whatever is because when you're young and you're whether you're selling weed, going out painting, doing graff, then you're like, yo, I'm keeping it real, son. Fuck all that commercial shit. Fuck all that corporate shit.
Smoke weed
and
every
then,
day.
and then once you like go, okay, now I got to make some money now. Then like, okay, the money comes from these corporate entities or whatever, and you have to dabble within them. But it's about setting off your morals. You know, that's when someone.
Let's just quickly.
I feel like I'm not like him.
You need to, but you are, and I really recommend therapy.
Yeah. No, I've recommended it to myself a million times.
I think you'd be wicked at it. I think you'd get a lot from it if you get a good therapist.
But you have to
That's
find a
another
good
story.
therapist.
Yeah,
That's the thing as well. That's the thing. You can't just go find one.
My wife's a therapist, a psychodynamic therapist, like the boom shit. So when I was looking for my
should do a
therapist,
discount. No.
when I was looking for my therapist on the counsellor's directory, found her photo, found her bio. Honey, what about this woman? I know there's a few people. She goes, she's the one. So if you need that type of help in choosing, I can help you there. Like that's the thing, because it's very hard to find a good therapist by
That's what
yourself.
I've heard.
And a lighter note, the other thing was learning Spanish. I said to her, I'm going to learn this fucking cunt. Because I had 50% French learned, like in terms of like actual French, not like, oh, can I have a
No, you're good at French. Yeah.
But not anymore. I lost it all. I had the capacity to keep one.
And you got Spanish.
And then I said, Spanish is better. Spanish, I find it easier. Spanish is more people speaking it. And I said, fuck it, I'm learning Spanish.
And your
But then
girl's Spanish?
Yeah, she's from Venezuela. When we met, she doesn't speak much English now.
Right.
But when we met, she didn't now.
No, her English is good now, man.
Yeah, no, it's good. I should be angry that I said that.
You can have full
decent,
conversations about her in Spanish.
Yeah, if it was a detailed conversation, it would need to be in Spanish.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But that was just from a like, I'm going to fucking show this bird how much I'm on her. Bosh.
I think that back to Tech's question about what did you want to be. When you ask that question, and as an adult now, I don't think it's very good to ask a child that because it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and you don't want to narrow it down.
Aspiration
Yeah,
is
narrow.
aspiration. She aspires. She's a rapper.
Yeah.
And she always aspired and keeps trying and keeps pushing. Is at all the events and does that. She's amazing.
Yeah, she's got a project coming out with Congo Natty soon.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's all about aspiration. It doesn't matter what it hits.
Yeah.
Just do. And I think if you can preach that and push that for your kids, I don't make Josh do anything. I just let him know he's capable.
Yeah.
You're capable to do what you want. He won't be an artist, he's a photographer. That's what he's become. I take photos, but not like how he wants to. So he's gone off to become a photographer and he works with me and he can paint and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
But just do you. And it changes and we're
And
different.
that photography thing, it might not work out. I mean, who knows? In 2 years,
but the
you
thing
might
is,
find another
but
different
work
thing.
out. It's like what you're talking about success earlier. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're so lucky to have this creative bone in COVID. The fact that we could all turn to our black books while fucking painting.
COVID
or
was
rapping.
the best time of my life.
But that's what I'm saying. Think about the people who weren't in touch with their creative part.
Yeah.
They
That was
didn't
a
get
big
Getting so good at
downfall.
guitar, that's...
I heard so many people go, yo, I'm bored. I'm like, how can you be bored?
What the
I
fuck?
don't know what bored means.
How much
to be
time
honest.
you've got?
Yeah.
But
you actually
we're
do
very lucky. And I think the point is that just teach these kids aspiration. Aspire. And it can change a million routes. But just keep the aspiration going, because one day it will just mould into one thing.
Bit worried that I won't know how the world will work in like 10 years if you don't have your finger on the technology pulse, because compared to like Bill and Ted. You know what I mean? And they're
Bill
gonna
and
be
Ted
like,
is his kids, his twins.
they're going to
We
be
call
like
them Bill and
Bosch
Ted.
guy. It's not their real names. You know what I mean? They're Bill and Ted. Because fucking shit's about to change so massively and so quickly.
Yeah.
But we're
just
we're
like,
savvy. Listen, okay, we've even spoken about this on the pod before. About
I want to be able to tell them you can do anything. You can do, because nowadays with all that shit, you can do anything. But I still know how to.
No, but
to communicate.
We've got our
used to know.
finger.
It's
We've
all the
got our
same, man.
finger. We know enough to know what's going on. Okay, we might not know the intricacies of the little things that your kids are going to be picking up on. We're not going to know that, but we're going to see it from an outsider view, and we're going to know what's good for them, what's bad for them, but we're going to know what to push on them and what not to push on them.
But I don't know what the latest Xbox is. And I'm judging it on that sort of thing. I won't know what the next kind of thing from Google is when you do this. And
all
this.
these kids need to know is that they're human. And they can live life.
That's a great point.
Technology is not us. No. We're humans. We're literally, that's all we are. We're human beings. Like, we're most developed thing on this planet. We get to build rooms and build microphones and have conversations. Ants can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's all we are.
Yeah.
Like, technology's another
species
thing
on the planet. But the
one.
we are by 85
Yeah.
billion months. Anyone else that was anything else is either extinct or was killed by us.
Yeah.
That's the deal.
But
but 99% of everything that's ever existed and lived is extinct.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we will be extinct at some point, probably.
We might not.
Who knows?
You go to put people on Mars and you have all this AI
possible.
shit. You're going to be able to talk to your granddad.
Listen, guys. Wait.
We can't go down this rabbit hole. Fun this one.
Because I would love to talk about that one day theme. For real. I'd love talking about the future and predictions of the future and stuff. But we've been going up an hour and 25 now. There's only an hour and 50.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're still listening, I'll do this for $4 million. Do you know what I mean? If you're still listening,
selling these on eBay,
you know what I mean?
we're selling these on eBay. No, what's the website?
Radical Kiosk.
Radical Kiosk. It's below. You can pick up a zine with like actual physical photos from the 90s.
These are from the
sorts.
90s, but Declan, Deck Photos on Instagram is taking the London streets now and documenting what's happening out there now is amazing. Like, our collection of doors is fucking sick.
Yeah.
At the start of the project, when he said to me, I want to go out and take doors like that New York book.
Yeah.
And we're like, fuck, man, what doors? Oh my God, no, London shit, we ain't got doors. And then he just went out, put the effort and time in. Bare doors. Banging doors.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm doing shutters next. Banging shutters.
Yeah,
and you're
shutters,
like, London,
shutters
stand up. It's amazing to see. So yeah, Declan's zines are on there, my zines are on there, and then my son Josh, he travels. And so he makes zines about his travels, and so they're on there as well. And then we want to work with more people.
We're going to put an ArmsHouse zine together.
Perfect.
We're going to put an ArmsHouse zine. I'm being serious.
We're
I'm
going to
put it together.
documentary underground.
No. I want to do a little paperback little book with like interviews with certain guests we've had on, photos from their collection, unseen graph photos, and just a little whatever little pay. I'm on that.
Yeah, this is all I want to facilitate is this thing. It's just like, let's document this. This is all zines, my zine for the Obviously, I collect books as well, but like it's
fucking hell. Got photograph books to me.
Collect. Like collate. Make sure that there's something there.
Yeah,
like
something physical, something that Zuckerberg doesn't own.
Yes,
you know what I mean. At the end of the day. Brother, but look, I want to stop this for now. We'll have a quick little break and then
have a little break. Then we must look at the pictures.
If you don't mind, a little picture around. If you have time, I don't want to. And we'll go through all the pictures and have a quick little section like that. Yeah.
He knows where everything is. You can't wreck anything, bruv.
And look, we got a bit of like fibbins. You know what I mean? Party people inside the place, man. ArmsHouse, Team ArmsHouse. Listen, can we play a little tune halfway through? Yeah?
Play whatever you
should
want.
Play your one, Model Man, Sweet Surrender.
Model Man, Sweet Surrender.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That was a mad tune that you chose.
Give it a little dinker.
Yeah?
Give it a little spin.
Did it just come up on your playlist and you were like, fuck it?
But then I looked, I was like, he looks about 18. He's some like 50-year-old fucking house dude from Amsterdam. I was like, I'm going to have a little bit of that.
All right, cool. Well, let's go. Model Man, Sweet Surrender. And then we're going to go through Daz's art on the walls.
Yeah. You're going to buy it.
I'm going to go from Facebook.
I'll let it keep recording. Yeah, all good. You do your thing. Can I have a CD?
Girls, after 3. 1, 2,
Sweet surrender.
party people.
Shuts different doors, mate. Different things happen just from shutting doors. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, yeah, okay, let's go.
Classic Rain Man.
Yeah.
Rain Man.
Original Rain Man painting. Fucking killer. His abstracts are supreme. This is Sam Leopard. This is my costume. So they're basically ex-writers that form this amazing signwriters team. But that's the
Let me get
airbrush
through
painting.
this side here. Oh no, wait, I can't get outside. Oh no, I can't. Okay, because there's a bit of a glare on it. No, it's alright, it's alright. There we go.
So
Boom.
up there you've got Pride, TCA.
Oh yeah, the window. Shit, we got. No, you're gonna have to open this door, bro.
You spent a lot of money on frames.
So this is Pride, Chrome Angels. And so the original piece he's made about 15 years ago in metal, and then myself and Declan persuaded him to make it out of make it out of Diabond and do an edition of 5. And I bought one, sold one for him, and then he sold the other 2. So I'm so proud of him for doing it. I feel very happy to have one.
And we've got some of your works here as
These are my
well.
works on my show. These are paintings from 2000. This is COVID painting.
You made a bit of a print out of this one,
Made a
right?
print out
Is it
of that
still
one,
available?
I don't think so.
No, okay. You missed out,
They sold out your
motherfuckers.
mugs.
And then in here, we've got 2 Cold, Teach,
Oh shit!
Leave it
and
out.
Vents.
Shout out Jan.
Yanni right
What's
there.
that there?
Yanni's comic was amazing. That's me.
Yes, that's
Oh,
a
there's
sick
that's
shot.
it.
That's shot by a photographer called Kevin Dark Days. That's in Brighton.
Dark Days, yeah, we
Yeah,
know
yeah,
about
Dark
Dark Days.
I love photos. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's why I
Type,
do
didn't
graphics.
Type pass away?
So that's a dedication to him. This is by Vents.
Vents,
Yeah.
ill. I love Vents stuff. This
Obviously,
is,
2 Cold's comic was just fucking brilliant.
35 black raindrops.
Absolutely amazing.
So good. That.
You know, we're going to have Jan back for part 2, and we're going to
Look at
just
the
take
orange
panels
in there.
from his
Yes,
comic
that's
book
sick.
and just go deep into
Good,
the
good,
comic
good.
book, because
Talk
there's
about the
some
detail.
crazy details in there. Rare kind, legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you say that?
Tran.
You say Tran.
Yeah.
I say Tranny. He says train.
I say trained, yeah. Easy.
Look at these.
There's mad photos
There's
everywhere. There's all
You don't know
sorts.
about-
I mean,
you
we.
don't know nothing about no graph. Look at that. You don't know nothing about no graph.
So me and Josh, this is
I
at
don't think I've
Brighton
ever
Station.
seen that.
This is at Brighton Station. Steve
maybe
called
I've
me in the
seen
morning
that.
and he
Hold it
said,
still.
"Are you getting the train up to London? If so, can you catch the Thames Link?" So I managed to bring Josh home. He was like 4 or 5 or whatever. So we run up the platform. The driver, he sees me starting to take photos. The driver ends up shutting every single door for me because he saw me with a buggy, so he thought I was entertaining the kid.
Yeah.
And so I'm
Oh,
taking
really?
took photos of the whole thing. Then in Bomb Alert,
Sick.
where the photo of this train is, it's taken at Farringdon, and me and Josh are in the windows of that photo in Bomb Alert. I'm holding Josh in my arms. And
Oh,
I'm in,
sick.
You got the whole. You got
Yeah,
the whole
yeah, yeah.
thing.
Have you got a picture of that bomb alert thing?
I've got
He
Bomb
got
Alert
the
here.
whole.
All right, sweet. Okay,
thing.
we'll get a picture of that
Send
hopefully.
it to you, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, so that was all shot on Brighton platform.
All right, let's make our way up
here
here. We
we've
got
got-
some more Jan specials.
Jan, this was very early Jan. This is like 2010 maybe. So I screened them for him. I printed them for him.
Oh, sick.
Ah, I gotta come around and look at all the photos. You got the whole.
We'll be
fucking
back. We'll be
train.
back. We'll be back.
Then you got Royds up here from 2010.
Royd is on some next level
he's
shit
just ridiculous.
with all the MSK. Like, have you seen the
Yeah.
Rappel graffiti
Oh,
thing
it's
recently?
ridiculous,
You
man.
saw that?
Yeah, I know.
And did you see what Revoke wrote about that?
Yeah.
He was
how
like,
hard
I'm
it was.
coming up to 50 now.
Yeah.
That shit is difficult,
Yeah.
man.
What,
That shit
what
ain't
Rams
easy.
and all them lot are doing is fucking intense.
Crazy.
This is David Oates. So he's a graffiti writer, but he's an amazing artist.
Looks like a kind of, what's it called? Architecture kind of drawing.
So all fucking ridiculous detailed prints. But that's the first place I went raving, Camden Palace Peach.
Oh,
and when he
nice.
drew it, I was like, Dave, I need that.
Sick.
Obviously, King If,
Yo.
2019 screen print.
Classic.
The Tox DDS print from the painting he made for Beyond the Streets last year.
Yeah. We gave away a couple of
Bro, look
maps
at
of
the
those
end,
a
the end, bro.
little while ago.
Give it a little badge.
Oh,
on the
right,
end
he's
at
got
the
the
end,
whole
bro.
link up
Fuck yeah.
Crazy. Ray Teach with the elk at the end.
Yeah.
Is
that fuel at the beginning?
Yeah, fuel.
Mate, come on.
Who's on the character? Right.
What's this
Oh,
one?
this is Hefts. This is King
Hefts.
Hefts. This is the fucking letter master. This is from his show last year, a couple outlines still. And he
Yeah,
basically
that
filled
S
the
is
whole room
right.
with Hefts outlines like this.
Oh,
Every
nice.
single outline is different.
Yeah.
Absolute best show last year, that was. Obviously,
Another
Royd's up
Royd's.
here with an experimental painting, airbrush
Yeah.
with crayon. Come on. Who
Wow.
does that? Who
Banging.
does airbrush and crayon?
Who does that, bruv?
Who does that, bro? Up here we've got Keo,
Revolt.
New York, Boots, Dr. Revolt, and Scheme. That's the OG Scheme. We met them all in one.
Go check out the Scheme episode, you know what I mean? I can't remember which number.
Wait,
but-
that's the shoe up there. What's that up there?
No,
I need to get my glasses, bruv.
It says Sharp, but it's by Keo.
I'm getting my glasses. I'm
Yo.
getting my glasses.
Legendary writers.
Got Fatso on this wall
Oh yeah.
with the large piece.
You were telling me this about crackheads
This
in
is
the
about heroin in Camden. Basically.
heroin in
He done a
Camden.
whole series of paintings based on the drug problem of Camden, where he's from. Kel First was a present from my boy Deck. Spider Fan by artist Bill Daggs at the top there. Absolute legend.
I'm loving what you're doing though, Daz. These mad abstract
Thanks, man.
works that you're doing, man. I mean, we didn't delve into this like your motivation behind them and stuff, but we're gonna do a part 2. Don't worry,
We're
we'll
going
be
to come back
man.
for a part 17.
And these sculptures. I remember you telling me this was mother and child,
This is
right?
my mum giving me a hug.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't get a
abstract.
decent.
Let me get out of the way.
From this angle it's better, but yeah, she's basically above me, holding me.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
She passed this
yeah.
year, unfortunately.
Oh, man.
In April, but I'm proud of making that.
That's deep.
So this
Yeah.
is her life, basically. The yellow is her life.
Incredible, man.
And then we've got Tom Blackford with the evil Mickey Mouse on the back
Oh
there.
yeah, on the other side,
So that's Ink Fetish.
ink fetish.
Fucking amazing, that painting.
Yeah.
And then you've got Petro here. That's a 1032 photo from Brixton.
Nah,
Yeah.
Brixton, nasty.
Petro.
Wait, what's Petro
This
on
one's Petro.
Instagram? He's in the allotment.
Yeah.
In the allotment or something?
Yeah.
I'll put the link there.
Dharma 77 down the bottom. Hip hop
He listens to the
illustrator.
pod. He listens to the pod.
Big up Dharma. I've got 2 of his pieces.
Sick.
Sept. Obviously,
yeah,
I printed
Sept.
that for him when I used to screen print. So it's a pleasure to have.
I need to
Obviously,
get some photos done like that and just print off some.
that Royd piece.
That's mad.
Crazy.
26 layer screen print by Make is the printers, but fucking hell. Look, he even signed
Oh,
it
shit.
like it's got broken glass.
Yeah.
Like that's a pencil on the print. It's just like you're fucking mental. That's
Yeah, he's next level. And that's a bit of Daz there.
This is Elk.
All right. Okay.
Opposite Elk.
Oh shit.
That's 1990. That's 1990, and this is 2012, I think, maybe 14.
Do you know what the? Because I've seen modern art pieces where it's just
Mm-hmm.
2 colors or something. Obviously, the application you can see is thickly laid on the paint there.
So the reason I bought this one is because it's called Naples Yellow, and the first day I met Elk in 1997, he just got back from Italy, and so when he told me the title of that, and I'm just like, that's the first time I met you. You just got back from Italy. You're calling this Naples Yellow. I'm taking it. That's the one I wanted to buy.
Right.
Gary Stranger, the typography monster, typographic monster.
That's one of his early.
That's
things,
very
though.
early piece of his. Yeah, that's 10, I think, or 9. 10 or 9.
Yeah.
That's the block of flats of Grappen.
Sick. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to our brother Jan.
Yeah. No doubt.
Kane Kaiser, amazing abstract graffiti artist.
Oh yeah,
You know Kane Kaiser.
yeah,
He's quite ill, unfortunately, so there's not a lot of work made by him, but his work is fucking supreme.
yeah. He's banging.
Yeah, he's absolutely supreme.
He used to do graff.
Is that you? That's you.
That's me
doing
painting
this
on
shit?
Harrow Road
Harrow
in the
Road.
2000s.
Yeah.
2008
boy.
maybe. That's
Taken
a
by
nice
Will
D.
Robson Scott.
Yeah. Wait, before we go to this epic piece here, let's do some on this wall
So
here.
Teach with the New York Times cover.
This was the famous story about Taki.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Taki
So
183.
183.
Spraying
The
the
maddest
city.
thing about this painting though, so he painted this, it was in his show that was at the Fulham Town Hall a few years ago.
Yeah,
He'd done 4 paintings, I sold one for him, so I managed to get this at a little bit of a discount, and I bought this one.
nice.
I'm in here, the landlord of this building comes in one evening with 2 Americans. They were the fucking editors of the New York Times.
Nah.
She remembers, the woman standing here, right? She's like, oh my God. And she said to her husband, do you remember that night, the day we printed that, they had some ballerinas or something round for dinner? and they had a row about why they put this on the front cover of the paper. And she said she's never told that story ever because it was just a day in their life.
Yeah.
But to come in here 40 years later and see an interpretation of that day's newspaper blew her fucking mind. It was unbelievable.
Oh,
the
shit.
connection of that story.
And they, like you said, this was just another story on a fucking thing or whatever. They didn't realise the impact of that.
And here it is. And they were just like, do you remember the dinner? Because it was the husband and wife. Do you remember the dinner? And Fing was there and he complained about why you doing graffiti and you were saying this and oh my god, you haven't spoken about it. She was fucking, and I was just touched. I was like, oh my god, how amazing that my landlord
Teach paint in it.
Crazy.
So it's basically
he's done that.
That's the rust.
Yeah.
So that's acid.
But he loves that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on metal. That's a metal.
It's on metal.
Deep.
He powder coats it white, does the acid etch. All of that's acid etch.
It's sick.
And then he paints this with enamel.
Crazy, man.
Then you got Jamie Brown from one of my
London
shows.
City Soldier.
Yeah, I did a show about London with all the artists that I work with, and that was his one, and I couldn't believe it, man. Jamie Brown's one of my favourite artists, if not my favourite artist.
See, with the Thames River.
But that is so
running through the brain.
sick. Come
That's
on,
a
man.
cool concept, man.
London on the brain.
And we've seen the elk already, the classic elk train.
Yeah, but look at it again.
Oh look, he's signed it. You know what I mean? These were proper. You said from his show,
That's
right?
his show in Soho, yeah.
Soho.
That's your map.
That's
And
my
we've got
map.
the rare kind map.
So that's the first iteration of it. It's obviously changed a bit since then because writers have passed away, unfortunately. That's the second iteration.
Each station represents a writer from that ends.
Yeah, either where, ideally where they're from or the line they hit the most between 1980 and 2000. And the only person who's past 2000 is Tops. So it's very hard to put anyone at Oxford Circus because no one lives there, and it hits those 3 lines.
And they did that epic.
But I was like, you know what?
Circus station.
He came out because of this.
Yes.
And so I was like, no, I'll give him.
Give it.
The fucking Lee reach above it, bro.
Yeah, that was a present from my boy Salvo.
Damn.
Crazy.
Remember Howard, the Parisian writer?
Howard?
He lived here for a while, and he used to do floor tags with the paint. That's what Parisians do: is put paint into like squeezy bottles and then do tags on the floor.
Yeah, I've seen people do
so
that.
That's what he did. He made that.
What
paint
did he
like
write?
that.
What was this?
Howard, Howok. He was around Colour Black quite a lot, and
Okay,
the
yeah.
early one.
Yeah, man. And then, okay, King's Cross
I'll
up
wrap a
there.
lot of times.
But this last piece now, because it's raining outside, you can hear it pissing down now. This one here, obviously classic zombie character, but what you said to me,
That's the first canvas he ever did.
It's-
He done that at my shop in Brighton.
the first ever zombie
Paint on
canvas.
Yeah.
Like, and this was the
Yeah,
era
we're
where
giving it away on ArmsHouse to your mum's house, yeah, next week, yeah. If you send in the answer to who is the biggest bad man on earth, you can get that.
But yo, like, because I could imagine at that time as well, he's like, nah, fuck canvas, it's all about the
He
streets and
was
all
just
that.
like, and when I said to him, come on bro, paint, he's like, I can't paint that. And look, if you look, like, the mistakes in it, how he would never, and like, he couldn't scale it. It was literally a mission for him. He didn't enjoy the
That
process.
makes it even better.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the, he didn't enjoy the process.
With the bombs and the
And
aeroplanes.
so then he done the second canvas he did. I sold that for him, and that was a privilege to do.
And he's killing it now. He's doing prints. He's
But
doing
those huge characters on
huge
the corners
ones.
of the
Oh,
thing are mad.
crazy,
My
crazy.
missus doesn't like. I'm saying we've got to get one of these before it all kicks off.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
I've got a couple of zombie prints, a couple other things, but I tell you what,
I've
just
got a canvas, but it's like that big.
can you hold it up, Theme? Just to encourage you motherfuckers to leave a comment below this video. If you comment on this episode 95, I will pick one of the comments or 2 of the comments. I will give a free CD here and a free tape cassette here of Flip Tricks' album.
Same again for the zines.
Ah, there we go. He's gonna turn it.
He'll pick the best comments. And
Yes.
that person will receive.
Now for the
part one
zine,
and part two.
I'll pick the best comment.
There we
All
go.
right, so yeah.
You've got to let me know why you deserve this zine over
Okay.
anyone else.
Part 1 and part 2. So there's 2 comments who can grab one of these. So if you leave a comment,
What makes you a certified ArmsHouse member? What makes you a certified 90s Don? If you weren't born in the 90s, I mean, if you weren't alive in the 90s, born in the 80s, you're probably not going to win it anyway. I'll let you know now.
you could
I'll let you know now.
if you leave a
But
comment.
if you leave something sensational and jokes, you can get it.
You may well get that.
Yo, Thank you, Daz,
Big
man.
up, brother.
Killed it. Badman.
Smashed it.
All right, ArmsHouse. But yo, party people, leave a comment below and you could be up for winning one of these zines. If not, go to the link below. Represent Kiosk, Radical Kiosk.
And it's Radical Kiosk Zines on Instagram.
Zines. I'll put all the links below. You can check all that. Support my man Daz. Everything he does.
I'm gonna buy them all.
Killer motherfucker. We'll be back here as well for part 2, no doubt.
It's
Peace
emotional.
and love.
It's emotional.
We're gonna go out to this song by Life from Fire Life
This
Cypher.
is the best thing you can do with your life. You need to buy this. This is the best thing you can do with your life.
We're gonna go out to this song, Never Be a Crackhead by Life. Peace. Produced by Napa. Salute.
I can see clearly now the crack smoke's gone. To all my brothers, for real, pick up my herb sack and I get my swerve on. Check pin on me none too. I can see clearly now the crack smoke's gone. It's gonna be a bright weed smoking day. Well, check this anyway. I never be a crackhead, never dread. I never be a crackhead, a crackhead. I never be a crackhead, never dread. I never be a crackhead, a crackhead. A crackhead is a person whose brain is dead. A crackhead would send his brethren out to the feds. A crackhead, they would sleep in anybody's bed. It's been said for crack rocks, the crackheads be giving head. Crackheads, they got the cheek to grow dreads when they know reality's the last thing that's in their heads. Crackheads, mostly young, they end up dead with a pipe in their mouth or a body full of lead. A crackhead is a person who got caught up in the hype. 24/7 crackheads get praised to the almighty pipe. A crackhead doesn't know the real meaning of human life. That's why a crackhead will slice his own wife with a knife. See, a crack pipe will make a conscious brother lose his sight. But I don't melt crack rocks, or rather melt tops of mics. Crackers become fashionable almost overnight. What's next? The fucking crack pipe endorsed by Nike. Niggas smoke a pipe and think that they can play bull like Mike. Feel confident they can take out Holyfield in a fight. Crackheads be dark brothers, robbing their own baby mothers, making their families suffer. Bunch of dumb motherfuckers. Crack causes armed robberies, street robberies, burglaries, assault and batteries, ABHs and shoplifting cases, run down appearances, lack of brain and body strength from pothole faces. To smoke crack, you must be ignorant like a racist, and less educated than kids who can't do up their laces. Me smoke crack, nigga, you must be fool. It cause unnecessary deaths like Tupac and Biggie Smalls. So I never be a crackhead, never dread. I never be a crackhead, a crackhead. I never be a crackhead, never dread. I never be a crackhead, a crackhead. Check it down. I can see clearly now the crack smoke's gone. To all my brothers, check it out. Pick up my herb sack and I get my swerve on.
Do you think I need to go and paint that yellow BR, bruv?